All right, hello. We are back on, sorry, on Shuten order. I apologize. I have just, let's see, I took a half-hour break. So I have inhaled lunch, um, refreshed everything. I am now back into it. We'll see how this goes. Uh, but we are at the end here. So to recap what just happened, and as a reminder, I guess, I'm Kels. If you're new here, I've got a whole bunch of other videos that explain the rest of this if you've missed any of them. But if you are returning, welcome back. Anyway, so we'd finished everything. We woke up again on January 5th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and realized, like, hey, we remember all of our past lives, I guess. So all 5 of the past routes that we did, we remember all of them somehow. Himeru and Mikotoru basically told us that, yeah, all of that happened. And the original time limit was a lie. They have just been setting us on fire for fun, I guess. But basically, we have one more day to save humanity by completing God's trial. We, unsurprisingly, freaked the fuck out, decided we couldn't trust them, tried to leave the hotel, couldn't get out without them. They maintained that really they only wanted to save humanity. So eventually we kind of gave in. It's not necessarily that we believe them. We believe that they want to save humanity. We don't know whether or not we want to help them at the end. So that's the big thing. So we decided, it might be quiet out there. Anyway, so we decided that, okay, sure, we'll help you, partially so we can get out the door. So left the hotel to go to the order headquarters, and there's all these terrorist attacks, right? If you remember the previous routes, pretty much everything had to do with a terrorist attack of some sort, minus the hospital, I think. But I think actually we had a terrorist raid at the end. So city's basically on fire. There's no taxi. We use God's power to manipulate like vehicles, like the power control, and all of a sudden Manji Fushicho comes up because we have manipulated her bike. Through some little bit of conversation, a little bit of confusion, because she thought we died, because as a reminder, at the end of her route, we got into that big car accident that we think she may or may not have caused. She decided that she would take us to the headquarters because that's also where she's going. It's the only place that hasn't been sort of compromised in the order as of this point. We go, we use the power of God to take down what is basically the first edges of a terrorist insurrection or a heretic insurrection, using the power of destruction, and happen to find Teko Ion there. As a reminder, we're buddies with Teko, or the founder was, and we basically ended up pretty good with him at the end too. He says that he's going to help us. Manji decides she's going to go ahead, so we get to talk a little bit to him. He sends off Adale to do something important, and I miss my little computer buddy. And then tells us about Inugami's remembering at the scene where all of the limbs dropped from the sky, basically. He pointed out that climbing the statue, to do that would be very difficult. And so we can basically rule out that anyone was able to basically climb that. But he wasn't able to do all the research on how someone could get up there. So that's a possible sort of vector we need to figure out. He brings us up to basically right outside the meeting hall, where we did the first section of the game. The door is locked, and Manji Fushicho is trying to get in, yelling at it, threatening to break it down. There's no response from inside. She decides she's going to get a tool to try to break open the door, and Teko ends up realizing that the door to, I want to say it's like the silent, there's like some silent area that, as a reminder, has the computer for the entire Shuten order. That door is open. We go in there with him and find Yuga and Ushitora, who has tried to basically destroy the order using that computer, but he doesn't have the code. Because as we found out in Teko's route, you need the elimination code, which is somewhere on the founder. So when the founder died, whoever has the torso likely has the elimination code. Teko asks us to take him out. We have a small conversation with him where he basically thinks we're absolutely insane, and decides we're besties now. Fine, I'll be besties with him. Better than him hating us, I guess. Teko stays in there because he wants to do some like computer forensic stuff. We go out and find out that Manji has broken down the door. So she is, we basically go around the door, like peek our little head inside, because we don't want to be found yet. And we find out that Honoka is currently holding Inugami hostage with a gun to his, not a gun, a knife to his throat. So Ushitora runs in. Basically, he doesn't really care about anything, but, you know, he's there anyways. Honoka decides that they need to put to a vote who the new founder is going to be, and she is holding a coup. So they do a vote. Teko rushes in at the last moment to make it 2-2 because Inugami is the last to vote. So Teko and Manji say no. Honoka and Ushitora say yes because I don't really know what Ushitora's big thing was. He kind of explained it, kind of didn't. At this point, he's kind of a wild card. And obviously, Inugami's still got a knife to his throat, so he votes sure, yeah. You can let me go. So with that resolution sort of voted on, Honoka in theory is supposed to become the new founder. Teko points out before any of that there's a problem. Because when he did the forensics on that computer, he found out that there was some unauthorized access that had taken place. And so someone had been messing with it, and something had infiltrated the order. So one of the order members, obviously, is the problem. Honoka basically points out, like, hey, all you've got are theories. You have no proof, to which Teko calls us in. So we sort of walk in. He asks us to take off our mask, in which, well, let's just say seeing the founder kind of split the room. Manji was not so pleased, and obviously Honoka was kind of weird. If you remember correctly, she was in love with us. So she's got some confusion going on there. And so basically we kind of come clean a little bit about what we're doing, right? We're trying to do God's trial. If we can figure out who the culprit is, then we will, how do you say it? We will be resurrected with our memories. So we come clean about the fact that we don't have the founder's memories, but we're pretty sure that at one point we were the founder because we've got the founder's face. Inugami kind of jumps on that and says, okay, let's figure out who the murderer is, right? Because until we have that figured out, we're not going to know who is the one who has basically infiltrated the order. Because the thought is, if the person that killed the founder is likely the person who is infiltrating the order to take it down from the inside. So we are basically running this weird trial thing to figure out who it is that killed us. And that's where we left off. And I'm a little scared because I've really struggled with Inugami's version. So, calm, cool, collected. Let's do this. Where do we start? Shall we start by looking into the culprit's motive? The culprit's motive. Yeah, got it. Let's start by looking at that. All right, the motive, 4 p.m., 3 hours left. Oh yeah, as a reminder, we only have a 3-hour time limit. What? There's no damn motive or anything. It was a lunatic that killed the founder, yeah? It had to have been for some incomprehensible reason, like a heretic. If a certain someone here is the culprit, I'm not surprised that they had no empathy. What? How dare you say that, you lunatic girl? It's fine to get a bit heated, but don't forget that violence is strictly prohibited. This is a proper ministers' meeting. Anyone who violates the doctrine will be punished. So, speaking of motive, didn't someone say something earlier? Ah, yes. My thoughts on the motive for killing the founder are as I stated earlier. The motive that Tekoion deduced. If I remember correctly, it was... Oh, thank God. I am so glad that I am doing this less than half an hour, or just over half an hour later. They wanted to steal the elimination code, so they could use it to wipe out Shuten order from the computer. Was it to steal the elimination code? Ah, quite right. The elimination code. A code that could destroy the order. Getting hold of that code would be like holding every member of the order hostage. No one in the country would be able to resist. Any and every desire would be fulfilled. However, the only one who knew this was you, Eon. And what's more, there's no evidence suggesting the code even exists. Hey, my friend, if you really are the founder, do you have any idea what's going on? I'm sorry, I don't. I don't remember anything about it. You don't know nothing. Are you just a fake founder after all? First of all, let's change our way of thinking. Ignoring the code, there's no doubt that killing the founder would benefit the culprit. Meaning that there was something to be gained that was worth killing for. Something that was needed so badly that it was worth killing the country's leader. So, Eon is trying to say that the person who benefited the most is the culprit. There's certainly people who are happy the founder's dead, among my fellow ministers. Right, Kokushi-kan? What about me? Don't pretend like you don't understand. You were aiming for the founder's position. There's no doubt that the one who gains the most from the founder's death is you. Indeed. In terms of motive, I also think that Kokushi-kan is the most suspicious. It's clear from your attitude that you're not very keen to solve the founder's case. That's right. I'm not really interested in solving the case. I don't need it to be. That's because the chaotic state of the country is convenient for staging a coup. But if I were the culprit, I wouldn't act suspicious. I'd aid the investigation. Besides, in terms of motive, the rest of you are suspect too. I'm aware that you have your own circumstances, but do not second-guess my intel network. The rest are suspect too. Well, that's certainly true. I don't think it's fair to only suspect Miss Kokushi-kan. What the heck, friend? Are you trying to protect Kokushi-kan? No, it's not that. It's like what Miss Kokushi-kan said. Others also had motives to kill the founder. For instance, you, Mr. Ushitora. Wait, that's our best friend. Can we, leave him to last? Huh? Me? Deisumobe, if you're going to make such an accusation, can you provide any evidence? That is, please provide any information that you've obtained. Oh, what? No one else has to provide evidence, but I have to? Double standard here. Evidence? I have a lot of information in my head. I've repeated the same process over the past 3 days. I've obtained countless clues. The images in my head have taken shape like cards. I see. This is the power of revelation. As I examine this, I'll pick one that works with my theory and present it to everybody. Now, tell us your theory. Yugen Ushitora's motive for killing the founder, and the evidence that proves it is... Okay. I mean, Ushitora's goal sound... so it's between Ushitora's plan and Ushitora's goal, because I think that they're pretty similar. But it says, but if the founder were killed, the rules might change, and I feel like that is... That's a... Are you sure? No, I'm not sure, but thank you. I'm nervous. Mr. Ushitora was searching for someone with the power of God to treat his sister. However, the power of God is taboo among the Order. Even if he found the power to treat his sister, the Order's rules would get in the way. So why not just kill the founder and change the rules? So you're suggesting that I killed the founder? Of course not, my friend. I'm certainly looking for a user of the power of God. But the thought of murdering the founder never crossed my mind. I'm not the culprit. Oh no, I'm not saying that you're the culprit, Mr. Ushitora. I just wanted to demonstrate that others may have a motive to kill the founder as well. So other ministers have motives too. Yes, the evidence that a minister had a motive for murder is... I mean... evidence that I guess we'll go with Inugami, right? We think that maybe he killed the founder over drugs. No, I'm not sure. If it's gonna ask me this every time, I'm gonna have a breakdown. Oh, me. We all know, Mr. Inugami, that you have a drug addiction. It seems that you've recently become more dependent on drugs than ever before. No, I'm not addicted. It's more like I'm in a deep well and can't escape. Isn't that what you'd call an addiction? And there are rumors that you've been using Virus, the popular heretic drug. Not even I would touch Virus. It's really dangerous. It takes over your consciousness and you see things you shouldn't see. Really, it's so dangerous that it sends chills down my spine. You're really not using it, are you? Whether or not you're using Virus is not the big issue. Apparently, the founder was very worried about your addiction, Mr. Inugami. Perhaps the founder couldn't stand to see it any longer, warned Mr. Inugami, and then Inugami got high and in his craze committed murder. Well, it makes sense, but isn't it just a possibility? So, I've only been talking about possibilities up to now. The motives of Ms. Kukushkan and Mr. Ushitora from earlier are also possibilities. And it's possible that both Miss Fushicho and Mr. Ion also have similar circumstances. What are you trying to say? Anyone could possibly be the culprit? That's obvious. So no matter how closely we investigate the motive, it'll be hard to find the culprit. Yes, exactly. In that sense, Ade, you're also quite suspicious too. You could be a con artist trying to take over the order by impersonating the founder. The possibilities are endless. I think we should start over and talk about something else. Okay. I think we should discuss the facts surrounding the incident more. The facts surrounding the incident. Crime scene, time of the crime, murder weapon, and reason for dismemberment. That's about it, isn't it? Yes. Let's cross-examine these with the evidence and build up a solid set of facts. Then perhaps we'll be able to see the truth in this case. Certainly that will allow for a more rational debate than something as vague as motive. Now you're talking. Are you finally getting your detective instincts back? Just hurry up. The heretics won't wait around forever. That's reasonable. Let's get to it. So, what should we discuss next? Crime scene, or time of the crime, or murder weapon, or reason for dismemberment? We should try to establish a full picture of the incident. Let's start with those topics. First up, the crime scene. Allow me to tell you about the place where the founder was murdered. Alright, scene of the crime. 4:30. 2 hours and 30 minutes left. Why are you even bothering to tell us about where the murder took place? Obviously, it was in Central Park. No, that hasn't been confirmed yet. The founder's body was found in Central Park. But whether it was the crime scene has not been properly investigated. So let's clear it up properly first. If we can identify the murder location, we'll get a clearer picture of what happened. But Central Park is the most suspicious place, since that's where the body was found. On the day of the incident, Inugami was in Central Park. Yep, I was there. But of course, it was purely coincidental. And you were the first person to discover the body. That's right too, and of course, purely by chance. When did you go to Central Park? sometime between December 31st and January 1st. Around what time was it? I feel like I was there for a long time trying to sober up. Where were you before that, and what were you doing? I don't remember it well. I took a lot that night. I only remember wandering around town in a mellow mood, like I was in a dream. It's useless. What did I tell you about moderation?
So even you aren't sure.
Wrong voice. There are a lot of voices happening here.
So even you aren't sure what you did that day.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, that settles that.
Oh my god. White Shirt's the culprit. He was at the scene of the crime and is the most suspicious. The shitty drug addict, high on drugs, went crazy and killed the founder.
Inugami killed the founder in Central Park and dismembered the body. And then pretended to be the first to discover it and tell us, is that what happened? But why was the founder in Central Park? The founder was supposed to be in the cathedral praying until the morning.
I'm sure he called the founder out for some reason, like he had something urgent to say. That's a pretty rough summary if you ask me. But I see. So for now, I'm the leading suspect.
Yeah, that settles it.
I'll get more details out of you when I interrogate you later. Can I say something? Oh, it seems the great detective has an objection.
Let us listen respectfully.
The crime scene. Are we sure it really is Central Park?
Well,
according to my investigation, it's possible that the founder was murdered elsewhere. That place is... Oh, fuck me. Okay, so... the founder was praying in the cathedral. That's where we investigated. I'm so nervous every single time. The cathedral's prayer room. Did you just say the prayer room? But on the day of the murder, a pre-party was held in front of the prayer room. Lots of order members were in the area. No one could have committed murder there. Wait, I remember now. I heard that the prayer room is the scene of the crime somewhere before. I think I heard it from Inugami, right? Yeah, that's true. You stupid idiot! Why'd you keep quiet on this when you were the leading suspect? Now it's getting interesting. I wanted to see how far it would go. Regardless, I think we should investigate the prayer room as the scene of the crime.
That reminds me. Some unusual objects were found in the vicinity of the prayer room. A droid's core unit was found inside the prayer room. And the founder's coat was found in the bushes near the cathedral. Whether it's the crime scene or not, something likely happened in the prayer room.
Core unit? A coat? What the hell? This is the first time I've heard this. I can't remember whether this is the first time I've heard this. That was so long ago when we did her route. I was a different person back then.
Yeah, I've not told anyone about it.
As expected from the Ministry of Education, experts at monopolizing information.
I did tell Mr. Lei, though. It's more important to monopolize Mr. Lei's lab. By the way, this is the code.
You went to the trouble of bringing it with you.
Yes, since I went to the trouble, I will submit this as evidence.
But that alone doesn't mean that the prayer room is the scene of the crime.
Is there any other evidence?
Of course there is. Isn't that right, Nation Leader?
Huh?
Show me, great detective. A glimpse at the unmistakable truth. Well... Is this proof that the cathedral's prayer room is the crime scene? Surely this is a clue. Are we talking about the murder weapon, maybe? Oh. On the founder's leg was a slipper typically worn only in the prayer room. This suggests that the founder was murdered in the prayer room and subsequently dismembered. We'll go with that. That seems like a good option. Mr. Inugami, you possess the founder's right leg. Did you bring it with you? Of course I did. It is a holy relic of our beloved founder. I carry it with me everywhere. Fucking weirdo.
Everyone, please look at this.
You say to look, but wait. We're gonna go with the slipper.
The right foot still has indoor slippers on. These are the special slippers that the founder only wore in the prayer room. There's no doubt about that, right, Mr. Inugami? Boy, right. In other words, the founder was wearing these slippers when they were killed. That leads me to believe that the crime scene is actually the cathedral's prayer room. Oh, wait a sec! I have the left leg and it's not wearing a slipper. Perhaps it fell off when the body was being carried out of the cathedral?
It's pretty lucky that the right leg was still wearing one.
But isn't it possible that the slipper was put on to help disguise the culprit?
Maybe to create the illusion that the crimes took place in the prayer room.
No, not possible. When the founder was present, no one could enter the prayer room.
That is to say, no one would be able to take the slippers out of the prayer room.
The only one who could have done so was the murderer,
Who was praying with the founder.
By the way, Babe, when did you examine the founder's right leg?
Up until yesterday, you shouldn't have had the time to do that. Man, I don't know either.
About that, that's the power of a great detective. If you're a talented detective like Babe,
Your investigation skills are beyond ordinary. Oh my god.
so cool.
Something like that.
Still, it's pretty bold of the culprits to put the cathedral as the scene of the crime. I told this to Deishimori before, but the culprit likely killed the founder's son. And after the crime, they realized that they had no bodies. Apart from the founder, only us ministers are allowed in and out of the prayer room. Were they afraid of being found out? It's easy to see why us ministers are suspects. Whatever the reason, the culprit carried the corpse out and took it to Central Park. And that's where I got it.
At this point, I can't tell whether it was coincidence or a part of the culprit's plan. I mean, we've not decided whether if you're innocent yet. There's a line connecting you to killing the founder in the prayer room.
It's plausible that after he killed the founder,
He moved with the body to Central Park. For the purpose of diverting suspicions away from himself. That is indeed possible. Wow, you're all being pretty harsh. But if you were to ask me,
これが私のセオリーだ
as the incident happened at the cathedral, shouldn't you suspect someone who's there? At the cathedral were
Kushicho and Kokushkan.
これは運命なのです
Wait a minute, Steve. We both have alibis. Kushicho and I were together that night until the morning. How do you think we could commit a crime if we were both watching it?
It's true that both Manji Kushicho and Honoka Kokushkan have solid alibis. But is that enough to rule them both out as suspects? I'm gonna go with no. Mostly because I don't want to.
No, your alibis are still not enough to prove you're innocent.
What if the two of you were accomplices? If the two of you coordinated your stories so you could create a false alibi? This was a previously denied theory, but it needs to be further looked into.
Plus, with two people working together, it would have been easier to kill the founder.
Screw you! There's no way something like that would happen. You think that I'm with the woman who tried to take over the order? Don't insult me! Damn it! And with that face. It's the same as the founders.
Don't get so excited. Did you forget? Violence at ministers' meetings is forbidden.
Anyone who disrupts a meeting will be punished according to the doctrine.
Yeah, I know. But I want to be very clear. There's absolutely no way I would team up with Kokuchika. The same goes to me. Teaming up with a rude woman like her would do more harm than good. Even if we planned a perfect foolproof crime, she'd still make a stupid mistake. No.
Not to Kushicho's reaction. She doesn't seem to be trying to avoid suspicion. Well, I can assume they're not complicit and that she really hates Honoka Kokuchika. With that in mind, there's no way they could come up with a detailed assassination.
At this point, there seems to be no reason for the theory that these two were complicit.
If that's the case, the three of us who don't have an alibi are all the more suspicious.
Either way, no one here has been found innocent yet.
That's right. We still don't know anything.
All we can do is keep discussing this and eliminate any possibility with evidence.
However, what is clear to us now is that the prayer room is the crime scene. So, knowing that fact, let's move on to the next part of the discussion. So, Detective Station Woman, what shall we discuss now?
Oh, okay.
Next step is, I think we should talk about the murder weapon. All right, murder weapon, 5 o'clock, 2 hours left. Oh my god, a little bit more. My nerves are, they're up there, on the ceiling.
That said, much like the cathedral, the murder weapon has been determined already.
What do you mean? Was the murder weapon found in the cathedral?
That's right. This was discovered at the cathedral.
I mean, several of these look correct. We're gonna go... We're gonna just go with the standard donor.
A knife was found in a trash can near the cathedral.
A knife? Seriously? That can't be true, can it?
なるほどなるほど。完全に理解したぜ。
You know, I really appreciate that he's on my side. I did not expect that. Yep, it is. One of my staff found it 4 days ago.
My information network also reported the same thing, so I think you can trust it.
What's more, it was the founder's favorite knife that they always carried on them.
The founder's favorite knife.
Seriously, you found such important evidence and you didn't share it. You've got zero sense of camaraderie at all.
That goes for you too.
I did hear about it though. I just happened to be there when we thought I received the report.
Such convenient coincidences just happen all the time.
Well, I was curious and investigating the cathedral and it just happened. Could it really have just happened? The culprit may have been trying to retrieve the murder weapon, but was too slow. Anyway, I think it's safe to say that the founder's knife is the murder weapon, because... We're gonna go with because dangerous items cannot be brought to the cathedral, because I don't know how else you would dismember someone. I feel like both of those could be correct. Like, how do you dismember someone without, yeah. I've heard that basically you can't take dangerous items into the cathedral. I can think of only one thing that could possibly be brought in. The founder's knife.
Wait, aren't you jumping to conclusions?
Anyone could sneak something as small as a knife into the cathedral. It could also have been some other blade.
That...
Well, maybe. However, the evidence suggests that the knife is the murder weapon. Evidence of the founder's knife. Let's see. The high frequency blade seems like a... Because let's see. What else states... I mean, the bruise could have been there before the incident, so... Cord doesn't matter. Left leg had wounds, seemingly inflicted by a sharpened blade. They held the blade in their right hand and stabbed the victim from the front. Considering the frontal attack, it's certain that the culprit was someone the founder knew. Okay, that's not helpful. Let's see. The knife was the founder's personal possession. Okay. The founder kept it hidden as dangerous items served for they did in the cathedral. The knife may have been taken from the founder and used against them. That's not evidence. We're gonna go with the secret. No, that's wrong. This isn't it. Damn it. I mean, what exactly would be the... What am I missing here? I can't see the log either. No, I can't see the log. Okay. I'll go with Inugami's testimony. Nope, not that either. Shit. Okay, what is the evidence that the founder... What am I missing? Sands. Torso remains missing, that's fine. Could have been done before. Cord doesn't seem to be helpful. Wound seemingly inflicted by a sharp blade. It appears the assailant held the blade in their right hand and stabbed the victim from the front. Considering the frontal attack, that doesn't mean that the knife is... Shit, what is it? I'm so nervous now. Because, like, the left leg, it's inflicted by a sharp blade. But that could be any blade, right? What am I missing? What am I missing? Am I reading something wrong? The bruise doesn't seem to be... Yeah, I wish I could see what everyone said now, because I'm trying to figure out, like, okay. I'm arguing that it couldn't have been another knife. None of these really show that it couldn't be another knife. All right, I am nervous. I'm already down to 3 trust. We're gonna cheat. All right. Because I've got to be missing something. Okay. I don't know how we're going to prove that. I don't know how that proves that it couldn't have been another knife, but if we check the founder's left leg, we'll know if the knife is the murder weapon. The left leg? Don't you have the left leg, Fushito?
Yeah, it's at my place.
I built the founder a grave, and it's buried there. I forgot who I was talking with.
That could be a problem. It'll take too long to retrieve it now. Don't worry. I made a 3D
Scan of the body before
distributing the parts. As you can see, it can be recreated here exactly like the real thing. Something like this exists.
I wish you'd told me sooner.
It's not a secret. I just didn't have the data with me last night.
How can we be certain, Yon, that you haven't tampered with this image? If anyone finds anything odd, then you can blame me all you'd like.
You can even treat me like the culprit if you discover any discrepancies.
Okay. If you're prepared to go that far, then I guess I can trust you. Right?
Well, at first glance, it looks just like the real thing. So, Mr. Day, which part of the left leg should we look at first?
Well, the evidence that suggests the knife is indeed the murder weapon is gotta be the wound. There we go. The founder's left leg had a wound that appeared to have been made with a sharp blade. The shape and width of the wound should match the knife perfectly. Okay, so we're measuring the knife. I don't know if that means that the knife has weird proportions. Maybe they told us that and I've just forgotten it.
Ah, I see.
Is everybody here convinced that the murder weapon was the founder's very own knife?
It seems so, but I won't be sure until I see it myself.
For now, I'll accept it. Shouldn't we be doing those? Whatever.
So where's this murder weapon being kept now?
Where do you think it is, Great Detective? Who is this guy? Is he trying to test me or is he just playing around? Whatever. The knife is probably still in the possession of... Gotta be Ushitora. Considering the fact he just showed it to me like 3 days ago. Mr. Ushitora, do you still have the knife? Oh, yes, I have it. Well, you have it? And how the hell does they even know something like that?
Because
I'm a great detective.
Ushitora kept insisting on investigating it, so I trusted him and left it in his care.
So, Ushitora, what did you discover?
Did I really say that?
You said that you wanted to investigate it and took it with you. Oh, I see. Now I remember. So that's what we were talking about. No, to tell the truth, I only took it because I thought it would sell for a high price.
Huh? Sell the founder's knife?
The murder weapon that's evidence of crime? What were you thinking? I was thinking about me and my sister. That's all I ever think about. That's why I'm now serious about finding the culprit. And as a reward, I'll use the power of God to bring my sister back to life.
What a hopeless bastard.
Look, this is the knife, yeah? Feel free to examine it as much as you want.
I see. That settles it.
Settles what?
これは運命なのです
Ushitora, I denounce you as the founder's murderer.
What? Why?
答えは明白だ
Right. We need to consider how suspicious it looks to try to dispose of the murder weapon.
兄弟に歯向かう奴は私が潰す
If you would do anything for your sister, you'd also kill the founder for her, right? Yugen Ushitora certainly has a clear motive to kill the founder. He needs the power of God to save his sister, and the founder was an obstacle. To top it off, he doesn't have an alibi for the day of the incident. Given how he handled the murder weapon, he is the most suspicious person currently. However, Ushitora, do you have any objections? I feel weak. There's so much I want to say, but I have no idea what to say to make everyone understand. Just that I wasn't the one who killed the founder.
You think that's an acceptable excuse? We'd rather you just admit your guilt now.
I feel like... Oh. I'm gonna put a stop to it. This may be the wrong thing, but...
Wait, Mr. Day, what's this? You have objections? No, I just don't think that alone is enough to call Mr. Uchitora the culprit. I still don't know for certain.
If you're not sure, then shut up.
It's because we're not sure that I'm saying it's too early to draw any conclusions.
Shinobe.
I feel a bit uneasy. I don't really know why, but something about this piece of evidence doesn't sit right. Please, let me look at the evidence a bit longer. I think I'm starting to see something.
Oh no.
Understood. If you say so, then it must be correct. Check until you're satisfied. I will follow Mr. Day's advice also. Fine.
Okay, let's continue to examine the evidence. Did Yugen Uchitora kill the founder with this knife?
Where am I getting caught up with this?
Are there any contradictions in the information I've obtained so far?
Come to think of it, that time...
Mr. Uchitora, you said something to me earlier, right? I don't know what him trusting the founder would do, so we're gonna say that the knife holds a secret.
You said that this knife holds a secret. Isn't that right, Mr. Uchitora?
A secret? Yeah, that's right. At a glance, it looks like a regular old knife, but... Press the hidden switch on the blade, on the handle, and the blade vibrates, getting very sharp. It's called an ultrasonic cutter or a high-frequency knife. It's pretty nasty.
And how does this relate to the charges against Uchitora?
I don't know just yet, but I feel like this is the first step towards the truth.
Yeah, and what the hell is it?
I see, and I can certainly feel it.
I'm starting to feel the breath of truth.
The truth has been sullied by the culprit, with their lies and their contradictions. But even if it's hopeless, if your sun is still in the sky, the truth will come to life. That's what it means to be the great detective. Come now, let's continue.
This guy.
At what point did he start the grass again?
Oh, so it's a high frequency.
That brings back memories.
What? You know about it?
Indeed. It's a weapon the founder used on the front lines of the religious war. Did you know there's a little trick to using it as a high-frequency knife?
Yes, Mr. Uchitora told me that too.
Apparently, it was secretly discovered when the founder was having a medical exam. Well, here's a clue on how to use the knife correctly. We're gonna go with the bruise. Nope, apparently not the bruise. Okay, the bruise also shows that it's a reverse grip, but whatever.
The correct way to use this knife is with a reverse grip.
A reverse grip?
How can you be so sure that that's the correct way to hold it?
Because there's evidence to prove it. Evidence that can be clearly seen when compared to a certain part of this knife. Alright, now I can use the right arm. I'm starting to get nervous. I've only got 2 trusts left.
Mr. Teko, can you please pull up a scan of the founder's right arm?
The right arm? Oh, of course.
Please look here. There's a distinct marking on the palm of the founder's hand. It is exactly the same shape as the carving on the knife's handle. This means that the founder used the knife so much that it left permanent bruising. However, the marking on the palm is upside down from the carving on the knife. This suggests that the founder used this knife with a reverse grip. Oh.
You see, you wouldn't be able to press the switch unless the knife was held upside down.
Indeed. Then the murderer took this highly lethal blade from the founder. That's what you're alluding to, isn't it? But then, doesn't that just strengthen the argument that Uchitora is the murderer? Huh? After all, Uchitora has known the secret of the knife for a while, right?
If Yugen knew that, that means he was able to use the knife to murder the founder.
これが私のセオリーだ
Wait, I object. This goes against my sense of fairness.
What part of it is not fair?
Honestly, everyone seems so narrow-minded and hasty to jump to conclusions. Well, there's no other way. I will give you a riddle that will lead us to the truth. I ask you this. Was Uchitora the only one who knew the knife's secret?
Yes, that's right. Now that you mention it, someone else sounded like they knew how to use it too.
Say, Teko,
Uh-huh.
you've been Founder's companion since the religious war of old, but I shouldn't have to tell you that.
Yes. No.
Damn. We look badass.
I can still clearly picture the Founder fighting with that knife.
But should I really be considered the culprit just for that?
No, but I think it's enough to confirm that the murder weapon is the Founder's knife. So the culprit must be someone who knew how to use it properly.
And the only ones who knew how to correctly use the knife are Ushitora and Ion.
Perhaps.
Does anyone other than you two know the secret to this high-frequency knife? If that's the case, that means one of these two is responsible for killing me. I'm still not convinced that we didn't do it. That this wasn't a suicide thing. I don't know how that's going to work with God's trial. But, or how we would have dismembered ourselves at the end of the day. So, is this the truth? Now, let's hear one more thing. The opinion of the great detective. Deishimobe, which of these two do you think is the culprit? Shit. We're gonna go with my galaxy brain theory, and I may regret this. No, I don't think we can say either way just yet. I just can't shake this uneasy feeling. There's still an inconsistency somewhere. I think neither did we. What the hell?
But Mr. Day, you said that the knife was the murder weapon, right? So then it's only natural to think the culprit is a person who knew how to use it.
That's true, but... Really? Are you trying to say that you were wrong about the knife being the murder weapon? I made a mistake saying... Right! That's it! The mistake was actually on the other side. If that's so... I have a question for you all. Which is your dominant hand? Huh? What's this all of a sudden? I'm right-handed.
I am right-handed too.
Same.
Right-handed. Right too.
Thank you. Now I know exactly where I went wrong.
Uh-huh. What do you mean?
There's no doubt that the murder weapon is the knife. The mistake came in the form of the culprit. When the culprit used the knife to kill the founder, they made a mistake. Yes, this is the true nature of my uneasiness earlier. The mistake that the culprit made, and the evidence to prove it, is... Okay, so the left leg had wounds. The assailant held the blade in their right hand and stabbed the victim from the front. Is that what would happen? Okay, wait a second. So, left leg, right hand. Okay, so that, in theory, work. Oh no. And being unable to see from... Okay, wait a second. Left leg. Is that on the inside or the outside of the leg? So the culprit made a mistake.
Mr. Teko, would you show us the scan of the left leg again, please? Oh, okay. Please pay attention to me.
Okay, it's gotta be the wound.
Look at the wound on the left leg. Judging from the wound, the culprit stabbed the victim horizontally from the front. But how is that relevant? Well, I just checked, and everyone here is right-handed. So whoever the culprit is, the wound was likely caused by a knife in the right hand. Hey, Shimobe, I'm glad that you're defending me.
Oh, it's the reverse grip.
But I'm not seeing your point. Don't you see?
How would I know whether it was caused by a high-frequency knife? I'm suddenly forgetting. It must not be. Otherwise, I don't see why it would be a thing.
If used correctly,
A high-frequency knife does not make this kind of wound. How am I supposed to know that?
and definitely not for a right-handed user. Huh? What do you mean? If the culprit was using it as a high-frequency knife and holding it upside down, the most natural position for the blade is diagonally from top to bottom. And it would be very difficult to stab a standing person in the left leg horizontally. The culprit didn't use the knife in high-frequency mode, but more like a regular knife. The knife was held normally and not with a reverse grip when the founder was stabbed. I agree with what you say. In other words, the culprit used the knife incorrectly. If so, the culprit is someone who didn't know how to use the murder weapon properly.
Meaning that those of us who know how to use high-frequency knives are not suspects.
教団に歯向かうやつは私が潰す
No, that's stupid.
You can still stab someone if you hold a knife normally. You don't need to bother using the reverse grip to make it a high-frequency knife.
No need.
Is that so?
Huh?
Of course, you have reasons to rebut what Fushicho just said, yes?
I do. Everyone, please remember.
I don't know what the founder's place means, so we're gonna go with the founder's past.
The founder's past. The founder was a veteran who fought on the front lines of the religious war. Truly the strongest and most invulnerable warrior. No matter how dangerous the mission, the founder always returned alive, knife in hand. Miss Fushicho also said that the founder was the strongest individual in the country. When you're facing such a formidable opponent, and you know about the knife's characteristics, would you not use it properly? Wouldn't you want to turn on the high frequency to gain even the slightest advantage? But our culprit didn't. Reason being, the culprit didn't know how to hold the knife properly. Damn it. Sure, you're right.
All right, yay, I got one key clue after this long.
Yes, I did it at last. A clue that could lead to the culprit's identity. That's good, and very convincing. My doubts have been cleared.
After all, it's best to have friends who support each other. My best friend. If you're ever in trouble, I'll risk my life to help you.
Thanks. Moving on. With this current line of thinking, we've begun to narrow down the suspects. Good job, Mr. Bay. It doesn't change the fact that I'm not the culprit, though.
So, Mr. Teko and Mr. Ushitora, who knew the knife's secret, have been cleared for now. Now, let's continue to narrow down the suspects. There are only 3 left. I'm looking forward to seeing where this discussion goes. You're really living up to my expectations of you, Deishimobe.
Thanks. It's gonna be okay. I'll uncover the truth.
The clues should all be her. I'm really nervous about the fact that I've only got 2 trusts left, and I've only got 1 key clue so far. So far, we found the crime scene and the murder weapon, but the real mystery is, why did the culprit dismember the founder's body? What are your thoughts?
The reason for dismembering the corpse. Yes, that needs to be clarified too.
And why was the founder's body dismembered and strewn across Central Park? All right, the dismembered body, 5:40 p.m., 1 hour and 20 minutes left. Holy shit.
Because they dismembered it, doesn't that mean that they had a grudge against the founder? No, but thinking logically, wouldn't that make it easier to transport the body?
I agree. The crime scene was the prayer room, and the body was found in Central Park. The culprit likely moved the body to cover up their crime, and made it easier to do so. Yes, the culprit dismembered the body to make it easier to carry out of the prayer room. But there was a big problem, and that problem is... you know when you read something out loud and then you don't think about what you're reading when you do it? I may have just done that. We're gonna go with because Central Park's far from the cathedral. Transporting the corpse must have been difficult. Really? If that's the case, why didn't they just dump the body closer to begin with? Damn it, I'm down to 1 trust. Okay, I need to pay attention. Sorry, but before the park, there was a bigger problem. That is, it was the eve of the National Foundation Festival. Lots of people were at the cathedral. If the body was just carried out, someone would have noticed right away.
So, did the culprit dismember the body and carry it out piece by piece?
Even then, they'd need a rather large bag to carry out all 6 parts of. And if they made several trips, how did they go in and out so many times unnoticed?
Yes, that's true. Incidentally, no one reported that any large items were taken out of the cathedral. This intel was from the Ministry of Education staff stationed in the vicinity, so it's true.
Ugh, I was lurking in the shadows. Still as horrid as ever.
We stop incidents before they occur. If anything happens, it's already too late.
But something did happen. The founder was murdered. Hey, you're getting off topic. We need to figure out how they got the body out.
Still haven't a clue. This could be a harder problem to solve than I thought.
From what I heard, it seems impossible to get the body out without anyone seeing it. But the fact that the body was found in Central Park means it was moved somehow. Yeah, it's like I said. How do you carry it out? It's impossible. Are you suggesting that the body moved to Central Park on its own?
Huh?
The body moved on its own. Oh, that's it! Only the body was transported to Central Park.
Huh?
Only the body? What do you mean? Do you think a dismembered corpse will just get up and walk by itself? I mean, this feels like a trick question. Because obviously it won't. But saying no here feels too easy. Right? Obviously there had to be some mechanism. This feels like a trick question and I only have one left. Okay, we're gonna say no. I need to know who is saying yes there. That felt like, you know when they leave you a red herring and they're like, we're just gonna hit you with this? That's what it felt like.
No, I do not.
The culprit used an apparatus to carry the dismembered body to Central Park.
An apparatus?
It may be absurd, but if it's possible, it would answer a lot of questions. In fact, the only way I can think the body was moved has to be absurd. Everyone, firstly, please try to recall the prayer room. The hall had been gaudily decorated for the National Foundation Day Festival. And the culprit used an item that was in the room. The item is... This feels so stupid. Okay. I'm going to explain my reasoning and then I'm going to check, just so that everyone is aware I am logicking this one out, but I only have one trust left and I don't think everyone wants to see me do this again. If you tied balloons to every single piece and then release the balloon, assuming that the balloon could carry the weight, it's going to hit the top of the dome. right? And we got the flash of the dome, so I think maybe I'm on the right track here. When it hits the top of the dome, it's going to go to the highest part, right? Because that's how gravity works. The highest part is right over Central Park in the center. So then, when it popped, it would then pop over Central Park. Now I'm going to check it to make sure that I'm right, because again, I only have one trust left. Oh my god. Okay, I've got my mojo back. It's fine. Balloons! The culprit used balloons to carry out the founder's dismembered body. But balloons? How'd they use balloons? They tied the body to the balloons and sent it flying, yes! Take that, motherfuckers! You caught me with the earlier stuff, but disposing of a body, apparently, I've got a PhD in. Perhaps they came up with the idea of tying the body to the balloon so it would fly away. That's how they planned to dispose of the body from the crime scene, the prayer room. Another crazy idea! Sending corpses flying into the sky. That's literally the most mind-blowing thing ever. But the prayer room doesn't have any windows, does it? How would you release a body into the sky from there? Even if you played with balloons outside, you'd be the center of attention. Fireplace? I can see many clues, as if they're trying to show me the truth. I'm certain now. I can solve this mystery. The balloon was most likely released from here. I should look. But I'm pretty sure it's got to be the fireplace, right? Because I think that's the only place that would... Aha! Holy shit, I still have so much time. I fucked up the beginning of this, and so I apologize. There's no narrative tension, because I'm not going to let us fail. The prayer room had a fireplace, didn't it? And a fireplace also means a chimney. You're suggesting that the body flew up the fireplace? However, the chimney isn't very wide. That's why they had to cut the founder's body into pieces small enough to fit. Well, assuming that were the case, it would be plausible to get the body out of the hall. Is that the reasoning for the dismemberment of the founder's body? You're delusional. Dismembered corpses cannot fly in the sky. Do you have any evidence to back up that claim, Mr. Day? I approve. It's... Oh, the ash! The ash! The founder's left wrist had a cord tied around it, which must have been the balloon. Ashes were also found on the back of the hand. I just realized I didn't check that. I was going to be so mad if I fucked that up. Miss Kokushkan, you've custody of the founder's left arm. Do you have it with you? Judging by that look, I'd say you do. As expected, Mr. Day. You know every little detail about me. Yes, I brought it with me. I thought it might come in handy with our negotiations. Please look here. I mean, proof that the carrot... I feel like both are proof, right? Because if it was in the fireplace, it's the ash. But I feel like the balloon itself is the pink ribbon. There's a strange string tied to the founder's left arm. Actually, this is the same string that was used to tie the balloons in place in the prayer room. The culprit tied this string to the body parts and sent them flying into the sky. This string proves it. Now that you mention it, the founder's left arm is slightly dirty. This is ash. Maybe it's from when it passed through the chimney. So, you mean that wasn't a joke? Seriously, a dismembered body flying through the air? Yes, that's the only thing I can think of. The culprit tied the body parts to balloons, then sent it up the chimney into the prayer room and into the sky. And the released corpse balloons soared high in the night sky above Shuten. So the culprit intended on the body flying somewhere far away tied to a balloon. Somewhere outside of Shuten. If they managed that, the body would have never been found. But wait, why was the body found in Central Park? Well, the reason the corpse didn't fly far away and instead was found in Central Park, I should know that too. It must have been because of something. It was because something got in the way of the balloon's flight path. The dome! Do I have the dome? Okay, so we're gonna go with this one. The entirety of Shuten is encapsulated within a vast hemispherical dome.
答えはこれです
The dome that covers Shuten. I just realized I'm not checking the thing. Shit. I am playing with fire here, all. The dome that covers Shuten. It stopped the balloons from flying too far away. As Mr. Uchitora suggested, the culprit must have intended for the corpse to ride the wind. Okay, I have a quick question. We saw Inugami and Kokushikan react. Kokushan knows about this. Manji we did not see react. What the hell, girl? Perhaps the culprit was also planning to fly out of Shuten. That way, both the body and their crime would never be discovered.
However, the culprit's plan went awry.
Surely the reason for that was... Yes, the only reason I can think of is... because they didn't know about it? The enclosure is carefully hidden and only known to the founder and few ministers.
答えはこれです
Hit that, then went. Should check that. The dome that covers Shuten isn't public knowledge, meaning the culprit didn't know that the entire country is covered by a dome. Ooh, wait a moment. What do you mean by dome?
Shuten's covered by a dome? It's no wonder you don't know. It was built to protect Shuten from enemies, but there's not been any attacks lately. Normally, people don't suspect it because the sky is always there.
No. No. Are you being serious?
According to the Shuten Order doctrine, all flying objects are prohibited in the country. I'd say that there hasn't ever been a chance to even question it.
Well, knowledge of the dome's existence isn't essential to living a peaceful life.
And without knowing this, the culprit tried to fly the body away and hide the evidence.
But the dome prevented this, and the body ended up landing in Central Park.
It wasn't the killer's intention for the body to be found in Central Park. Rather, it was their mistake for not knowing about the dome's existence.
I see. So the vision I saw, the founder's body falling from the sky, wasn't the drugs. It really fell from the sky because they hit the dome.
Yes, that's right.
And as it's a dome shape, the balloons naturally grouped at the very top in the center. Eventually, the balloons lost buoyancy and began to fall to the ground in the morning. Into the location right in the middle of Shuten, Central Park. There is evidence to support this. Is there evidence? Oh, it must be that the cleaning robot was seen sucking up a large number of deflated balloons. We are going to double check this though. It says body plates of discovery. Oh, evidence that the body fell into Central Park. I feel like we... Why am I having to prove this? Like, everyone knows this, but okay.
答えはこれです
We've talked about this 8 times now, but the body was found beneath the symbol of glory in Central Park. The statue stands at the exact center of the park and at the center of the country. This has to prove that the body fell from the center of the dome. It's so hard to believe.
See, if you listened to me and not treated me like a freak, you'd already have the answer.
教団に歯向かうやつは私が潰す
No, I don't believe any of it. Huh? What balloons? What dome? This just means that they scattered the body parts from on top of the symbol of glory. Did the culprit scatter the body from on top of the symbol of glory?
No, that can't be.
I mean, there's no way to climb the statue, or I mean, there's also no reason to do it. But apparently, we need to say there's no reason to do it. Even then, there's no reason to climb. If this thing is wrong, I'm going to be so mad.
Only the culprit would know that.
They'd have a reason to, though, like to show off their crime.
But to begin with, there's no way to climb it.
How can you be so sure it's not possible?
If someone wishes to climb the statue, it'd be impossible without the right equipment. but I didn't find any telltale signs anywhere that hooks or bolts were used.
You must have missed something. That statue is huge. You check all the way to the top?
So let me ask a question. If they didn't use balloons, how'd they get the body from the cathedral to Central Park?
Dunno. No idea. Must have been some other way. All I'm saying is that this theory has zero evidence, and that Ray's clearly gone nuts.
What do you say to that, great detective?
Can you provide evidence to commence procedural?
Searching all the way to the top of the statue is quite impossible. Not quite. Huh? Have you anything to report yet, Adelaide?
My bestie!
It's here. Sorry to keep you waiting, Teckle. Wow, it's so big it was a bit of a pain.
I thought my battery would die.
Adelaide. Thank you, Arle.
Please report what you discovered. We don't have much time.
Understood. I shall begin with the conclusion. There are no signs of anyone having been on top of the symbol of glory.
What? No way. You looked up there? How?
I may have modified Adelaide a little bit. I've been given suction cups.
Oh my god.
It took me many, many hours, but I used them to get all the way up here to investigate. I'm speechless.
That hunk of junk can do that. Hey, put some respect on my bestie. I see. That's what you asked Adelaide to do earlier.
It was. That's where the body was found, so I wanted to do a thorough investigation. By the way, I'm still at the top of the statue. It's a little too high. My legs are shaking.
Are you okay? Don't fall now.
I did my best to take photos of the scene. I'll send them to you, so please use them.
Thank you, Adelaide. You've really helped a lot. You've brought me closer to discovering the truth. Be careful on your way back. Thank you, Adelaide.
I'm glad I could help, Teckle and Simole. See you later.
Now, let's transfer the images Adelaide sent to that moment. Look up here. The top of the statue is slightly dirty. If someone were to step on it, they'd inevitably leave a trace.
However, I can't see any such traces.
Which means no one has been on top of the statue. There's no doubt about it. Ugh. With all the evidence so far, I guess we have no choice but to accept that. The body flew up by balloons, with the dome blocked, and then fell into Central Park. Fine then.
But even if this is the truth, there are still questions. The cord was still attached to the founder's left arm, but the balloon was gone. Where did the balloons disappear? The culprit must have retrieved them.
So, meaning whoever was there is suspicious. And speaking of someone who was there... White shirt? It was you after all! The culprit retrieved the balloons. Could that be true? Someone else did it. I'm like 95% sure. Ha-ha! Gotta be my little cleaning drone. Sorry. No, I don't think the culprit retrieved the balloons. They didn't know about the dome, so why would they expect the body to fall in Central Park? And if the culprit did know about it, wouldn't they take both the balloons and cords? So perhaps this clue points to the answer. I'm gonna go with the location data of Central Park, like I wanted to do to begin with. But we are double checking. Aha! We are correct. The ones who collected the balloons were Central Park's automated cleaning robots. Cleaning robots? Yes, the robots automatically collect trash from all over Central Park. That's what picked them up. I'm sure it was just before Mr. Inugami found the body. In fact, I also found a cleaning robot that sucked up a ton of deflated balloons. Well, if that's the case, then I can certainly see that happening. Forgot who I was for a second. However, the body was too large to collect, so I think it just left it there. I see. So to sum it up, the trick to how the corpse got to where it was goes like this. culprit killed the founder in the prayer room. They had to dispose of the body as quickly as possible without anyone finding out.
So they thought of using balloons in the prayer room to fly the body around.
However, the prayer room has no windows, so the only way out was up the chimney.
And to do this, the culprit had to dismember the body. They then tied balloons to each body part
And released the body up the chimney into the night sky. The culprit intended for the body to simply fly somewhere far, far away, but an obstacle stood in the way the culprit never could have imagined. The balloons were stopped by the dome that covers the city. By not knowing about the dome, the culprit's plan didn't go as expected. As a consequence, the balloons traveled along the dome and gathered in the center. Eventually, the gas escaped, they lost their buoyancy, and they fell to the ground.
at the city center, Central Park.
And so the body was found beneath the symbol of glory. This culprit's body-moving trick was complete, albeit unintentionally. The most important fact here is the culprit was unaware that a dome covers the city. This is our second clue to identifying the culprit. Okay. With this, we can now say that we know both how and why the body was in Central Park. What does everyone think? Has the Daisumobe's brilliant deduction convinced you? That's amazing. You really are the founder.
Me too. I'm starting to think so too.
If you think about it, the founder always showed us the truth. Maybe we can have faith in what you're showing us. We can find out whether or not you're really the founder later. Right now, this meeting's not over. We still need to identify the culprit. This is true. As Bushicho said, we've yet to identify the culprit.
I think we've narrowed it down quite a bit. However, we're lacking any definitive proof. But we still need answers. When was the founder killed? And where's the missing torso? These are yet to be made clear.
One more thing. Why was the founder killed? It may be difficult to reveal the culprit until we can answer these questions. Even when pressed to find the truth, they may still have the mental fortitude to deny it. Huh? So you say of it, but you might be the culprit. God's trial that says that for you to be revived as the founder, you'll need a confession. Have you the confidence to solve all these mysteries, Daisumobe? I do. Strangely enough, I feel like I can do it now. I wonder why. I feel as if I'm actually the founder. It feels like I can even do as I please with the power of God. In reality, the truth is very simple. But in order to find it, we must travel a complex and complicated path. You've solved many mysteries and come so far. I believe that you'll find the truth. All right, we're at 6:20. We have 40 minutes. Let me just say, like, really quick, the length of this section between where we could stop saving is fucked up. Like, people have lives. This is, even if I weren't reading this all aloud, this would probably have taken a couple of hours. We are at about 2 hours at this point. So, no, we're at 3 hours at this point because we hit it about half an hour into the last one. And we're an hour and a half here, which means that it was an hour and a half last time. So about 3 hours at this point. I need game makers really quickly to realize that people have lives and that we can't all, like, just not save. Anyways, rant over. We are unfortunately running out of time. It's 6:20 p.m. Let's hurry, Daisumobe. The great detective? Right, the culprit's identity. Here's the next step. I think I would like to determine the time of the crime. Alright, time of the crime, 6:20 p.m., 40 minutes left. First, let's establish the last time the founder was seen on the night of the incident. There were eyewitnesses who reported seeing the founder. Alright, who do I got? Let's see, the founder was last seen in the cathedral on midnight, January 1st. Midnight, January 1st. Midnight, January 1st. Midnight, January 1st. Okay. Doesn't matter. This guide says Ushitora, so we're gonna go with Ushitora. I assume you could use anyone. The sighting occurred around midnight at the cathedral. the founder was seen emerging from the prayer room by several people. That was probably the last known sighting. If that's the case, the founder was alive till around midnight. Then the culprit snuck into the cathedral and murdered the founder, yeah? But Kokushkan and I were in the square in front of the cathedral at midnight. During that time, we didn't see anyone go in or out of the cathedral. Right, Kokushkan?
I met up with Kushicho a bit after midnight, so there was a small delay, but I didn't see anyone entering or exiting the cathedral.
But where did the founder go after leaving the prayer room? And didn't the murder happen in the prayer room? The founder was seen exiting the prayer room. And if no one entered or exited the cathedral after that, there's no way the murder happened in the prayer room. Isn't this wrong? That's it, isn't it? That's what bothered me the most when I was working on this case. The murder happening in the prayer room contradicts the eyewitness reports. That's certainly true. There are also reports from multiple security guards, so the info is trustworthy. Kushicho and Kokushkan, could there be any errors in your testimony? It's possible that you mistook the time or that you left the cathedral for a little bit?
Nope.
Absolutely not. If the eyewitness reports are correct, and no one entered the cathedral at midnight, it's most likely that the prayer room isn't the crime scene after all. Wait a sec. I told you, don't trust them.
教団に歯向かうやつは私が潰す
There's no way this is the founder. This is a fake. I'm sure all these theories up till now have just been lies. No, that's not true. You tried to lead us astray with your fake reasoning. In fact, I even doubt your stupid theory that the culprit is one of us ministers. Really, the culprit's gonna be someone else who's not a minister. Someone else? Who are you referring to? It's obvious. The one who'd benefit the most from framing us and causing infighting amongst us. An usurper who takes advantage of all the chaos and pretends to be the resurrected founder. Uh-huh. I see.
Mr. Day framed us so he can take the place of the founder.
Wait, this is all too hasty. Oh, this must be some kind of mistake. It's a lie, right, my friend? Of course it is. It's not true. Shut up, fake founder. This must be the work of the heretics. You killed the founder. What should I do? Why'd I suddenly become the culprit? What to do? Neshimobe, Fushicho's argument is quite reasonable. This is a minister's meeting where decisions are made on logic and facts. Therefore, there is only one way to clear yourself of any doubt. And that is to dispel the contradiction that has just been presented to us. Dispel the contradiction? Yeah. If you truly are the founder, you'll be able to do it. Okay, thanks, guy. No, you can't, because they's reasoning is the damn contradiction. No, I'm sure. I'm sure I can do it. I'm not a fake. I'm the real founder. And what's more, I've so much accumulated knowledge from repeating the last 3 days. There has to be a clue here, somewhere in this vast amount of information. The problem is the last reported sighting of the founder. There has to be some secret there. I have to find out what it is. I mean, look, anyone could be under that code. Okay, here we go. The founder was unarmed with her hood pulled down and walking with a downcast gaze. Alright, I'm gonna check to see if it is this one. Founder sighting neon. Teko, let's see, founders? Oh, it's the code. Okay. Oh, because it's outside of the prayer room. Duh. I see. I get it now, Miss Fushicho. What? Are you admitting you're wrong? No, I'm not. There is a flaw in your argument. What'd you just say? Where did I make a mistake? No one entered the cathedral after midnight, right? And so it would be impossible for the founder to have been killed in the prayer room. I'm assuming after midnight's wrong. And it is. First of all, the after midnight part is wrong. Huh? What do you mean? That is to say, there was a trick to the time of the crime. The culprit falsified the time of the crime to throw everyone off.
They falsified the time of the crime.
The trick the culprit used to falsify the time was... The culprit made it appear as if the crime was committed later. Because if... Otherwise, there's no reason to make it appear committed earlier. After committing the crime, the culprit made us think it happened later than when it actually happened. Delay the time of the crime. So you mean the founder was killed before midnight? How does that happen? That's quite interesting. Can you explain in more detail? Yes, the culprit used this to disguise the time of the crime.
Founder's coat.
Apparently, this coat was found cast aside near the cathedral. Isn't that right, Miss Kokushka?
Yes, that's right.
The founder is often seen wearing this coat when out in public. Order members are imprinted with this idea that the wearer of this coat is the founder. The culprit took advantage of this. The founder, who was last seen, was probably not the founder at all. The culprit wore this coat and pretended to be the founder. Pretended to be the founder? In fact, the founder had probably already been killed in the prayer room by then. The founder scene at the cathedral was a fake. The culprit deceived us, not deceived us.
I can't believe it.
The coat was used for something like that. It's hard to believe, but it certainly makes sense. I guess we'll just have to believe it. Manju's not happy about that, but after killing the founder, the culprit put on the coat and left the cathedral. Then, in the dark, they took it off and blended in with the pre-party celebration. This means that the culprit committed the crime before midnight. What's more, the culprit was definitely someone who was in the cathedral around midnight. Alright. We have 3.
I see.
So now we're one step closer to finding the culprit. It's about time we started to identify the culprit, right?
No, please wait. The only ones who were at the cathedral at that time were Kushito and myself. But can the people who don't have alibis prove that they weren't there? It could be possible that they snuck in with the party crowd.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't prove it. Same. We know where Miss Kokushka and Miss Kushito were, but we don't know about the others. So I don't think we can narrow down the suspects with the information we have now. I thought we finally found a clue to learning who the culprit was. We don't have much time, so let's move on to another topic for now. Neishimobe, are there any other topics we should discuss? If not, we'll have to come to a conclusion soon. Unfortunately, it looks like we're running out of time. Alright, 6:45. We have 15 minutes. This is bad. What do I do? Conclusion. He means IDing the culprit, right? Even if we try now, we can't be sure. The culprit needs to be killed in God's trial. That can't be messed up. I mean, it's going to be messed up, but in a different way to say that. But what else should we look at? So, how about it? Have you any idea who the culprit is? No, but before that, there's just one more thing I want to confirm. Fine, what about?
That's...
Hurry up, Ray, we don't have time. And don't forget, you've not been cleared of any suspicion yet. If you try to trick us with some half-assed reasoning, then you're a fake for sure. What to do? What's left on the agenda? The torso! Huh? The culprit took the founder's torso away. That topic still remains. Himeru? Mikotoru? You both finally turned up? Indeed, we've been keeping an eye on you, Day. And now it looks like you're in a bind. We couldn't bear to watch any longer, so we've come to help. Thank you. So what were you just saying about the torso? To identify the culprit, shouldn't you find out things that only the culprit knows? I'm not sure why, but the culprit took the torso. Why not focus there? Surely there's some details about the torso that only the culprit would know. What information can be obtained from the torso?
Isn't it the detective's job to figure that out? Well, we'll leave it to you. Good luck.
I look forward to some eye-opening deductions.
Hey! Is something wrong, Mr. Ray?
Could it be angels? What? Where? Please. Please give me the power of God. Neshimobe, what is the final thing that you wish to check? We don't have much time. Okay. The torso. The information we can get from the torso. What is it, though? I need to say something. The founder is widely known to be male. So if they have the torso, and they've cut it off at the legs, they've probably seen the bits. I think it's the gender. It is the gender.
The last thing I want to confirm is the founder's gender.
Gender?
Yes. Is that a clue that will lead to the culprit's identity? Most likely.
Yes, this must be it. The founder's gender is a closely guarded secret. Uncovering this should bring us closer to the truth. All right, the founder's secrets. 6:47 p.m., 13 minutes left. First off, I'd like to ask you all, do you know the founder's gender? The founder's gender? I never really thought about it. To this country, the founder is a being who transcended gender. That's our founder. Well, even if it was a secret, I still knew it. The founder was a man. What more can I say? He was a manly man.
Why do you say that with such a smug look on your face?
Hey, let me reconfirm. Is this information absolutely necessary to identifying the culprit? Yes, without a doubt. The founder was female. What? Female? You're joking, right? Physiologically, it's hard for me to be around women, but I was okay around the founder. Is that physiologically, man? Is it? Isn't that just a matter of your feelings? Thank you, Tackle. My bestie over here. By the way, the reason the founder kept it as a secret was to appear more charismatic. And it was the founder's own idea to keep it a secret. Please do not make it public. Seriously, I'm starting to lose faith in my own senses. Me too. So, the founder is a woman? That means, could it be Mr. Nate, you too? Actually. Oh my god. Okay, I thought he also knew. Okay, well. Inugami, I thought way more of you than I should have, clearly. What? You're a woman too? Well, I guess it makes sense if you are indeed the founder. But I'm starting to lose more and more confidence in my powers of observation.
Nay is a woman. Well, that's fine too.
I don't mind if she's a girl. Thank you. We'll kiss later.
So, Nay, these are my feelings once more.
Oh.
As a woman, I adore you from the bottom of my heart. Let's evolve the order together.
Oh, this is a blue lily. Hey, is now the time to be doing that? It's not. No, wait, that's right. Now that I think about it, this flower. Yeah. How long is this gonna go on? So what if the founder was a woman? Did you all forget what we're doing right now? We're looking for the founder's murderer. White shirt, pull yourself together. You're the acting chairman, aren't you? That's right. Excuse me. What was I thinking? So, Neshimobe, how exactly does the founder's gender relate to this case? The fact is, us ministers didn't even know except Tekko. It won't be a clue to IDing the culprit, right? No, I don't think the gender is irrelevant to this case because... I mean, the torso's missing. And the torso's gonna be a really good reason. We don't know what she thought the gender was. Okay, we're gonna double check that the answer is the torso. It is the torso.
答えはこれです
Remember, the only part of the body that's yet to be found is the torso. Ah, yes, the torso. Certainly, one glance at the torso and the gender will be obvious. That's right. The culprit who took the torso would have seen that the founder was female. In other words, the culprit is someone who knew the founder is a woman.
All right, 6:55 p.m.
I see. It appears we now have a new clue that could lead us to the culprit. And about time, too. We will soon need to conclude this discussion.
Is that okay?
Okay. It should be fine. We have enough clues to identify the culprit. All that's left to do is find someone who fits the criteria.
So they've got to fit all 4 of our key clues, it sounds like.
Let's calm down and think.
So, Deishimobe,
Let's hear your answer.
who is the culprit who murdered you, the founder of the Shuten Order?
Yes.
My murderer is...
Among Us.
Okay, final deduction. 6:55 p.m., 5 minutes left. We're going to go down to the wire.
This is the final deduction to expose the true culprit. Select all applicable characters. Once done, press Final Decision to confirm. Failing to select all correct characters or choosing incorrectly will lower trust. Choose carefully using gathered clues.
Do I get to see my gathered clues? Because that's where we go wrong.
All right, now let's find the real culprit. Let's review the clues we found for the culprit and narrow down the suspects. To begin with, this is the clue I'll need for the initial deduction.
Okay, so the culprit did not know how to use the knife. Based on the wound on the founder's leg, the murderer stabbed them with the knife held in a conventional grip. The knife only functions in a high-frequency blade when held in a reverse grip. Using the knife against one of the strongest warriors in the nation without activating it is strange. This suggests that the culprit did not know the proper way to hold the knife. The person who fits this description is... Alright, first deduction. Who doesn't know the proper way to hold the knife? Alright, so... Aha, I do have the list. Okay. So... Oh, shit. Manji knew. I forgot. So the blue lily is a flower traditionally given in a Shuten to a beloved woman. The flower is used as a secret way of expressing love for a cherished woman. I got stuck on the romantic feelings. She knew. It was Manji Fushicho. All right, let's get this figured out. Okay, so Yugen Ushitora and Tekoyon have known this secret since before the incident. So that would mean Inugami, Manji Fushicho, and Honoka. I literally just read it out and I'm still nervous. It's fine.
So far, this should be right. Let's move on to the next question. Here's the clue I'll need for the next deduction. The culprit was unaware the dome encloses the city. The culprit attached the body to balloons, attempting to send it out of Shuten's boundaries to ensure it wouldn't be found. This implies that they were unaware of the dome covering the city. Had they known, they would not have tried to send the body into the sky, ultimately hit the dome and fell back to the ground, landing in Central Park. The person who fits this description is... Alright, who doesn't know about the dome? Once again, we go back. Okay, here we go. Giant dome. Okay, so Honoka knew, and Tekoyon knew. So, that means Inugami, Manji Fushicho, and Yugen Ushitora then. Okay, it's got to be Manji Fushicho. I just have to get through this. So far, this should be right. Let's move on to the next question.
Here's the clue I'll need for the next deduction. The culprit was near the cathedral at midnight. As the murder had already been committed in the prayer room, the founder seen in the cathedral at midnight was an imposter. The culprit wore the founder's coat as a disguise, exited the room to make it appear that the founder was still alive, then discarded the coat and blended into the crowd. This indicates that the murder was committed before midnight by someone near the cathedral. The person who fits this description is okay, but we don't know who was near the cathedral at midnight. Did we decide that the others weren't there? Between midnight and 6 a.m. Okay, I just need midnight though. Let's see. Alright, we're gonna... Third deduction. Okay, it is just these two. I don't know how we're technically excluding the others, but it's fine. So far, this should be right. Let's move on to the next question. Here's the clue I'll need for the next deduction. The culprit knew the founder's true gender. The founder's real gender was a closely guarded secret, not even disclosed to the ministers except for Tekoion. However, it could be inferred by examining the founder's torso, the body part the culprit took. Thus, the culprit is someone who knew that the founder was female. Conversely, anyone who believed the founder to be male could not be the murderer. The person who fits this description is... Who knows the gender of the founder? It has to be Manji Fushicho and Tekoion. I'm going to double check that, but I'm pretty sure. Alright. And there's only one person that fits all four. So far, this should be right. Let's move on to the next question. Using the clues collected in our discussion, the person who fits the criteria is... Identify the culprit. We've only got one person that fits all four. We have found the murderer. You. Manji Fushicho. What? Fushicho? Fushicho?
Fushicho, is this true?
Well, I can't say for sure yet, but Fushicho may fit 3 of the 4 conditions. She was unaware of the knife or the dome and was near the cathedral at midnight. But there's no way to be sure if she knew about the founder's gender. Unless this point is made clear, I won't be able to pass judgment. What do you think, Great Detective? Can I prove that Miss Fushicho perceived that the founder was a woman? I got it! I also have evidence to prove it. So please present your evidence. Okay. This will probably be the last choice I need to make. In order to not give her any openings to object, I cannot make any mistakes. Okay, so it doesn't even matter that I've only got the one. Oops. Oh, I should check. I mean, this... Do I feel like gambling? We'll look just in case. Okay. I am correct.
This is a blue lily? Miss Fushicho offered this blue lily at the grave of the founder. You all know the occasion on which blue lilies are given in this country, right?
What a thing to say.
In the flower language, they mean the first and last love. They are flowers that secretly convey your feelings to the woman you love. That means that Fushicho knew that the founder was a woman.
No way. Well then, Fushicho, seriously, it was you? Did you kill the founder? Of all people, you? You swore loyalty to the founder more than anyone else.
Or perhaps what appeared to us as loyalty was... Stop. Don't say any more. So, did you really kill the founder? The meaning behind this silence. I thought so.
Manji Fushicho, you murdered the founder. You murdered me. Fushicho, tell me your reasoning. Why the founder? No matter what you think, there's no reason for you to kill the founder, is there? Why would you kill someone that you loved so dearly that you left blue lilies at her grave? Teko, if it were you, surely you'd get it. What? If you found yourself in the same situation as me back then, what does that mean? Explain it to me properly. Sorry, you guys. I got a little too excited playing detective. After seeing what's happening here, I'm convinced. Right now, I've something that I need to do. I promised the founder. Huh? Promised the founder? Mifa? Well, shit. Ah! Move! Hey, wait! We just put that glass back in 3 days ago. Or 4 days ago. I don't know what time is anymore, but... She got away? Hurry! We need to go after her! No, that's crazy. Only Fushicho could jump from this height and be fine. Then we need to hurry up and get down there. It's too late now. She got on her bike and left. She got away too easily. Damn it, what was she thinking? Well, panicking at times like this will only be counterproductive. If we're planning on pursuing her, we should first find out where she is going. Come to think of it, Fushicho said she had something she needed to do, which means she's heading somewhere to do something. What is she planning to do? She also said that she made a promise to the founder. Do you have any idea, Nesumobe? No, wait, the founder? From now on, what should I call you? Well, my memories haven't come back yet, so I'm still the same Nesumobe. What? You still don't remember? But the culprit's been found. Unfortunately, God's trial isn't over yet. We need to catch the culprit and make her confess to her crimes. And things still need solving, like the angry lady's motive and why she took the torso. We have to answer all the questions and recover everything the culprit stole. And lastly, kill her. Recover your stolen soul. Then the ritual will be complete. Kill? Her? That's why we need to quickly find Manji Fushicho. The angels say that unless I get Miss Fushicho's confession, my memories won't return. I see. There's still the issue of bringing her reasoning to light then. In that case, it may not be possible to find her location from the founder's memories. What about you, Eon? You said you could figure out why the founder was killed, right? Do you have any ideas, Eon? I know! Can't you see I'm thinking right now? Be quiet! Teko Eon will work it out, won't he? If you found yourself in the same situation as me back then, perhaps the reason why Manji Fushicho murdered the founder was... I'm guessing, but Manji does clearly seem to care for us. And telling Teko that he would also do it. Teko knew about the elimination code. To save the founder? I guess that's why I can sympathize with the founder and her friend, Teko Yuon. But what does it mean to kill in order to save someone? Now that I think about it, Teko Yuon once said something about the culprit's motive. Certainly that's... perhaps the elimination code? Could it be that Miss Fushicho's motive is to steal the founder's code? Oh, that's what Eon was talking about. Yes, Teko correctly guessed the reason for the murder. That's why Miss Fushicho said to Teko that he'd get it, right? Yes, your reading's most likely correct. The elimination code. So it really does exist. The true purpose of the code is to seal the power of God. The deletion of everything, or perhaps you could call it the massacre of everyone. Could she be planning to use the code? Is she trying to destroy this country? Why would she act like such a heretic? We can find out why after we catch her. Let's go arrest Fushicho. Where?
We still don't know the most important fact, and that is where to go. Also, if Fushicho's planning on using the code, saying she made a promise is concerning. I can't imagine the founder trying to get someone to use the elimination code. It could also be possible that Fushicho misinterpreted the founder's words. But in terms of risk management, we need to assume the worst. There's another thing that's bothering me. The elimination code can only be used in the sealed space on this floor. But Fushicho didn't go there and for some reason went outside instead. Maybe she went to retrieve the elimination code she hid somewhere? That's possible. Carrying it around would run the risk of being searched. If that's so, then Fushicho is heading to the elimination code's hiding place. The question is, where's that? The elimination code's hiding place. Could that be...
I mean, it's wherever the founder's torso is. Isn't it?
The founder's missing torso. That's probably where it is. I think so too. The elimination code is likely with the founder's torso. The elimination code is with the founder's torso. That's why the founder's torso was the only piece taken away. The elimination code is embedded in the founder's torso. Huh? Embedded? So Fushicho's heading to the place where the body's being kept.
Fushicho said she built a grave for the left leg at her home, right?
But the torso wasn't hidden in the place where the left leg was being kept. I think it's probably somewhere else. Then I don't have a clue.
Well, it looks like we'll have to split up and try to find the spot. Are we going to do it ourselves? We clearly don't have enough personnel.
The staff are useless. They're too busy dealing with the heretics. And announcing the head of the ministry is wanted would only cause confusion. Anyway, we have to try. You three, pick a target and go search. I'm going to meet up with Arale and analyze the security cameras. Maybe they saw her. As soon as you find any clues, get in contact right away. Got it?
Got it.
I'll never allow my beloved Bay or the Shuten order to be deleted.
And I guess we've got no choice. It'll be more fun once the founder comes back. What should I be doing?
Shimobe, please remain here. Huh? Why? The elimination code can only be used in the sealed space. So it stands to reason that after retrieving the code, Fushicho will return here. And in the unlikely event that we all fail, we need you to stop Fushicho.
But if that's the case, we could all stay here. That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, why are we all going someplace if she's going to have to come back?
She'd break through, no matter how many were in her way. That is, unless it's the founder.
Sure, the founder may have been strong, but I'm not.
Even so, to Fushicho, you are the founder. You're special. After that meeting, she must have recognized you as the real founder. I don't think Fushicho would do anything reckless if she was to deal with you.
It's probably a bad idea for everyone to wait here. If we fail, there's no turning back.
It'd be far better to try to find her first, even if the chances were slim.
So you stay here. You're the last resort. Do not worry, my friend. We'll find Fushicho and put an end to God's trial. And please, give my best regards to the angels, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's get to it. Let's find Fushicho. Bye, guys.
What are you doing, May? Are you just gonna space out in a place like this?
Oh, Himeru, Mikotoru. It's just as you heard. They all left to search, and I'm to lie in wait in front of the sealed space. They have no sense of danger. Must have run out of energy after looking for the culprit. Don't you also think the other ministers might take the code off Manji Fushicho and use it? If that happens, it will be the end of the Shuten order. Everyone will be killed.
Oh, there's no way those people would do something like that. Even so, they could take it to use as a bargaining chip for whatever they want.
But is it really true? If the elimination code is used, it'll kill everyone. Why did I have something as dangerous as that?
Never mind that, Nay. You're gonna steal the elimination code.
I'll steal the elimination code.
Yes, you will. Catch Manji Fushicho and get that code back.
Don't forget to kill Manji Fushicho afterward as well.
That'll do it. We'll save the country and the world, and they will have cleared God's trial. So go find that woman quickly.
But where? Where do you mean? Think about it carefully. You solve the mystery. You are able to find the truth in even the most trivial of matters.
For example, think about when the angry lady left. There's a hint there. And then Manji Fushito left. Before running off, she said, "There's something I need to do." Then she bumped into me. Huh? Why did she go out of her way to bump into me?
I mean, I don't see what her doing that out of resentment is going to do. So did she steal something?
At the time, the way she moved made her look like a pickpocket. Could it be? Did she steal something from me?
No way. Nate, do you still have the hotel key?
The hotel key?
Yeah, I put it in this pocket. What? It's not here. The VIP floor key, it's gone. Nate, the hotel. That woman is heading to the hotel.
To the hotel? Why would Manji Fushito need to go to the hotel? Now's not the time for that. Hurry up and get after that woman.
Okay.
So you say, but with all this chaos, it'll be too hard to get a cab. How do I get there?
Ma chérie. Mr. Inugami. The world's humming today. The massive beats of life are stirring my head. Wait, get away from me. I mean, isn't this guy bad around women? Why are you here? Didn't you all go searching for Miss Fushito? Yeah, well, I was a bit tired after the meeting, so I went for a smoke and a chill. Oh my god. Oh, he's on the grass again. Great.
Everyone else already left, right?
Yep, Eon said he was going to the Ministry of Science HQ as the tech here sucks. Incidentally, it seems like you found a clue.
Huh? How did you know?
How? Because right now I'm sharper than ever. I can see the entire theory of the universe. Just kidding. I've just got a hunch. I figured the great detective would find a clue. So where is Fushito headed to next?
Well, there's the hotel I was staying at. It looks like she stole my hotel key when she ran out of here.
I see. Let's go right now. My car's downstairs.
Huh?
Now that we know her location, it'll be quicker to go get her instead of waiting around.
I'll send a message to everyone else too.
I guess that's fine, but... Are you okay to drive, Mr. Inugami? Don't worry, I'll catch up with Fushito no matter what it takes. I was told to get the code before the ministers do. But I have no choice now but cooperate. There's no other way.
Well then, please drive carefully.
Of course. I'm the great guardsman of the law, aren't I? Like, what is wrong with you, man? There's so much wrong with you. Mr. Inugami, you're going too fast. What are you talking about? We're not even at this planet's orbital speed yet. I am this planet. We are connected to the universe. I can see everything's clear. No, he's completely off the rails. Fushito is on the other side of this speed. Let's go and see for ourselves together. I'll be dead before we catch Miss Fushito. Where's the great guardsman now? This society always breaks the rules. That's my theory. Oh, the universe is opening. Beyond lies the truth. Let's go, Neishimobe, to seize the truth. That's a wall. Well, we're going to crash. Ah! Oh my god. All right, January 5th, 7:25 p.m. 133 remaining until the end of the world. I'm trying to decide if I think this will take another 2 hours. We're gonna try to push through. I may have to take a break in the middle, but I can always pause the recording. We're here. Amazing. It must have been because of the wormhole. Thank you, universe. Mr. Inugami kept taking reckless shortcuts over and over again. But I'm grateful that we got here so quickly. Ah, yes. This hotel's often the subject of urban legends. I've heard rumors of a secret floor that no one knows about. Is that the floor I was on? I didn't think it was that special. That floor is most likely Miss Fushito's destination. Oh, Isn't that Mifa over there? Bingo! I dare say Fushicho will be around here somewhere. Before we go inside, let's hear what Mifa has to say. Oh, there's Yumobe. No, you are perhaps. Hey, Mifa. We probably don't have time to enjoy this emotional reunion, do we? And it's Kishido Inugami too. The two of you rushed over to follow my lady, didn't you? Miss Fushicho, is she inside? That's right. Seems that my lady is plotting something nasty. As she left, she said goodbye. This is the first time she's ever done so. Mifa, your tires are locked, aren't they? Yes, my lady told me not to follow after her. Another first. I see. Seems like there's no doubt that she's up to something. I'm worried about my lady. She seemed quite distressed. It may be unreasonable to ask this of you two, but please, help my lady. Of course, Mifa. But I can't just leave you like this. Let me unlock that for you. I can do that. There'll be tools in the car. You hurry and get after Fushicho. Once I'm done, I'll be right there. Okay, please. Alright, let's follow. Oh, we're down to 113. Holy shit. Why did Manji Fushicho put a tire lock on Mifa? Won't she need to return to headquarters after retrieving the elimination code? I don't think she's planning on that. Come on, hurry, hurry! What is it? Stay focused. We don't know what Manji Fushicho is planning to do here. Just don't get distracted and do what you need to do. There's not much time left. I know. Don't rush me. Oh, right. I don't have my key card. How do I get to the VIP floor? There's no other way. Just press the buttons I tell you to. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. Finally, press the open and close buttons twice at the same time. Huh? Okay. Okay, pressed. All the buttons' lights went out and the elevator started moving. That disabled the security. Now we can get to the VIP floor. You must have been very lonely as the passcode is 1. A number only you could solve.
We're about to reach the VIP floor. They focus on what you need to do.
There! Miss Fushicho! What?
She got away again. Hurry, go after her.
Okay, but... Holy shit. What in the world is she doing here? Never mind that now. Just hurry up and grab her. Why has Manji Fushicho opened all the doors to every room on this floor? It's like she's looking for something. But she's the one who hid the elimination code? No, thinking about it, Manji Fushicho stole the card from me. That means she had no way of getting to this floor in the first place. So how could she have hidden the elimination code here?
Stop thinking about unnecessary things. Quick, go after her.
Could this be the code's hiding place? What did Manji Fushicho come here for? Come to think of it, she mentioned this hotel before. By the way, are you renting a room at this hotel? Yes, I am. Well, maybe I should mention that this hotel is said to be haunted. They say ghosts roam the corridors, and there are floors that don't exist. At the time, nothing seemed to bother her. Maybe she realized something later on and came back. Could it be that there's actually something to this hotel? There's no time left. If you don't hurry, you won't reincarnate as the founder. Reincarnate? Yes. This is where I woke up reincarnated every time I repeated those 3 days. For me, this is the place where it all began.
Are you planning on saving the world today?
Countless doors have been forced open. Manji Fushicho's goal isn't some code that she hid here. She came here looking for something else. And then found it. What was it? What did she see? Oh, shit. I'm gonna search the room. I'm so curious. What's in this room? No, Nate, come back. You won't be able to turn back. Won't be able to turn back. What do you mean by that? Nate, come back! I'll just do a quick check and then I'll get right back to following Monte Cristiano. Wait, no! Nothing especially unusual. Excuse me? What? Huh? What in the world is lying on the bed? I have a twin. Hello. It's me? No way. No way. It can't be. What is this? How? Why? I'm in this room too. And this one. Hey, Decimobe. Things are all done out there. I asked Mifa to go pick up Yon and the others. So what's happened? Why are you rushing around? Where's Bushicho? Mr. Inugami, over there. It's me. What's wrong? Should I look in that room? This is fucked up. Yeah. I'm in every room. So many. There's so many. So many.
That's right. This isn't just a hotel.
Miss Bushicho. What in the hell is going on here? The person lying on that bed is Decimobe, or rather, the founder. Is this your doing? What on earth have you done? My doing? Don't make me laugh. This is all you're doing today. This is your handiwork. Mine? I knew it. You even lost those memories. Then I'll have to tell you. This place was your production factory. My production factory? You see yourself there, just lying around? There's a reason why you, who's meant to be dead, are still alive. Huh? This doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked this afternoon. Why are you alive? Why? I mean, I don't know that I understand the question. But saying that the power of God brought me back to life, I mean, I think anyone with 2 nickels to rub together can figure that one out. I don't know. What is she saying? I heard it was the power of God that brought her back to life after she was murdered. That's not true. I didn't just kill her that one time. I killed her yesterday, too. The one who appeared in front of me also called herself a Decimobe. What? Yeah, a lot of people saw me die, in hindsight. I've died a lot. I was sure I killed you back then. Yeah, I thought you might have done that. We spent a few days together, but you knew too much. You needed to be dealt with. And then you burst into flames right in front of me. And yet... here you are. Today you came out of this hotel like nothing happened. I didn't get it. And listening to you talk earlier made me realize the day in front of me now is a different person from yesterday's day. A different person? What are you talking about? I'm me. But you died yesterday, right? You've got to remember that. Yes, but the power of God's reincarnation transferred my life into his temporary body. Wait. Fushito just said we spent a few days together, but yesterday you were with me at the Kukuri residence. True, but it's also true that I was killed by heretics that attacked Kukuri Island. That doesn't make any sense. No wonder you're confused. Actually, there's something I haven't told you yet.
I've experienced the same 3 days up until yesterday many times now. And during those 3 days, I worked with a different minister each time. I've repeated the same time over and over again so I can find my murderer. You repeated the same time over and over again. It's not possible. Even with the power of God, time can't be turned back. Huh? Just think about it. If you were repeating the same time over and over again, why would me and Kishido be with you together? That means two separate pasts exist. But that's the power of God. Who told you that? The angels. The two angels. So this is all the angels doing. Huh? They're doing.
Don't, Nay. Pull yourself together.
Don't listen to what the murderer has to say, Nay.
Sorry guys. I don't trust a fucking thing you've said since you set me on fire that one time. And granted, she's killed me twice now, but she at least gave me flowers once, so... Or one flower.
What do you mean? Please tell me. Mikotoru, can't you do something?
It's not possible.
Fine, I'll tell you the truth. You didn't die, come back to life, and then start over and over again. You were swapped.
Swapped?
Did you see what's on this floor? There's more than 10 of you lying around here. That's why you keep coming back to life. Every time you die, you get swapped out for another you.
Another me? What are you talking about? Sure, I've died many times, but I was resurrected each time.
I see.
I finally understand. That's why Deishimobe was repeating the same 3 days. She moved each body at the same time and consolidated their memories into one.
You noticed it too, Kishido.
What? What do you mean?
I kept repeating it over and over because the reason is...
Yeah, sorry, the time travel thing was always a little hard for me to swallow, but especially knowing that we're not into an actual timeline.
I wasn't traveling through time. There were multiple versions of me. That's what I'm telling you. For the founder, you're really slow to work things out. When you died, the feeling of leaping backwards in time was only your subjective opinion.
Unfortunately, you weren't leaping. You weren't even looping.
You were just activated as multiple individuals at the same time, used disposably. You said that over the past 3 days you've worked with each of the 5 ministers, meaning 5 different Deishimobes were acting separately at the same time. To find the culprit easily, there were 5 copies of your memory working simultaneously. Then they spent their 3 days with each of the ministers, gathering clues for the case.
It's a bit surprising that 2 different Deishimobes never met each other.
I guess the angels are really good at making plans. And after the investigation ended, the days were left to die, and all their memories were transferred into a 6th body.
Which means that Himeru and Mikotoru didn't lie. The time limit was correct for those days, but not for this day.
And that's you, the true Deishimobe, who's the one who's here now.
I don't think she's lying. So we're gonna go with I don't believe it.
There's no way I believe that. A different me? 5 of me at the same time? Fighting Nephilim. The inheritance meeting. Stopping terrorism in Nugu. Love games at school. An underground death game? It's true, at every repeat I lost my memories and didn't remember the day before. But this morning I woke up with all my memories. The reason for this is... Were there really 5 of me acting separately with the 6th gaining all their memories? I mean, it makes sense, but... Things like multiple selves and transferring memories, that's way too unrealistic.
Oh, have we forgotten the robot thing?
No, that's inhuman. Even with the power of God. Inhuman, you say. Did you forget something? Did you forget about yourself? No, the people of Shuten themselves.
Huh? What about me? We're the people of Shuten. Oh, that's... Our true identity is... We are not human. It can't be. We're not human? Aha! There it is. You finally remembered. Listen, none of us are human.
Like everyone in this country is a Honyarara. Is a Dana. Is a Roy.
Thinking back, there were so many things that felt strange. My body felt strange too. I didn't feel hungry for days. And when I was injured, blood didn't come out. Because that's it. We and everyone else in this country are droids. That's right. How did I forget? Why couldn't I remember? We are not human. We are droids.
Looks like you've been fed all the wrong ideas up until now. Probably the angels doing. That's how they've been able to use you.
There was nothing else I could do. I had lost my memories. I had lost myself and I didn't know what to do. But why are there multiple Deishimobes? I've never heard of multiples of someone existing. Not even a droid.
Yeah, I wouldn't have believed it either until I saw it for myself. The founder was special. Among the many types of droid, the founder had a function. The founder wasn't a single being, but a hive-type droid.
A hive-type droid? Then those countless bodies.
If the founder were to be fatally damaged, her memories would transfer into a spare body. Now, these are just unmoving empty shells, but when you transfer memories into one, it's designed to boot up autonomously. So no matter how much damage the founder sustains, she can just transfer to a new body. Just like the power of God, it allows her to continue living. This is true reincarnation.
That's... Bushido, did you know about these spare body things?
Seeing her always come back to life reminded me of something the founder once told me. I was told to keep it a secret just between us. I am immortal. So that's a promise. Sorry, my founder, I told them everything.
Is that the truth? If it is, then the power of God isn't a miracle after all? Am I ready to take this to the angels? I mean, I'm not gonna believe anything that they tell me anyway, so what is the power of God anyway? Then what even is the power of God?
I'll tell you. Listen, the power of God is... It's a special function that only some droids have.
Which is why... I don't remember what her name was, but our bestie in the cat sweater who told us that we were droids, that's why she also had it.
A special function? The power of God? That's a bold name. That power is really just Honyarara, right? Just Honyarara. Just
hacking, or even engineering. Hacking means you can rewrite programs, manipulate machines, or destroy them from within. And engineering allows you to physically create or repair something.
Every power of God you've used or seen falls into one of these categories, right?
Yeah, I knew that. I found about the power of God's true nature during those 3 days. And yet, why didn't I remember it until just now? Was it the angels too?
Now you know why we consider the power of God taboo.
The power of God is the power of a ruler who can control and destroy us as he pleases.
A ruler? Honyarara. Honyarara.
Humans. The humans are the God that you were warning against, wasn't it?
Yes,
And the power of God was given to us by the humans, so that they could control us droids, so we could serve them as slaves. The power of God is a symbol of our servitude to them. Servitude. We droids were created to serve the humans. Before long, we were ordered to fight in their human wars.
Wars between other humans. It was always us droids who fought. In their place, we were the ones who wielded the weapons. Droids killing droids. God. No, humanity, unlike us droids, prefer plunder in the place of peace.
Holy shit, say that 5 times fast.
That's why I heard their conflict would never end. Before long, the humans had killed each other almost to the point of extinction. We droids had had enough. We wanted the fighting to end. We didn't want to follow God's orders anymore. At that time, a hero rose up to take a stand against the humans.
We're just gonna call me the founder.
The founder.
In other words, me.
Yeah, that's right. Then the founder advocated for droid independence and led the resistance in the war. This came to be known as the Religious War. To be more precise, it was a war of independence by those who rebelled against God. Although droids are unable to kill humans, so they just fought back. Fundamentally, we can't oppose humans. That's just the way we're made. So I love how everyone's just taken Asimov's law as a real thing. But at the end of the war, this founder finally secured this area of land. This is where humans once lived, and they themselves destroyed. This Shuten was built on the back of that history. This is a paradise far from any human, where droids can live in peace. It's likely that the reason this place is domed is to protect us from humans. And even so, we're still afraid of them. We wonder when God will take away our lives. That's why we pray for the end of the world. The only thing we pray for, humanity's extinction.
Okay, let's hurry along the end of humanity then. Sorry, guys.
You were the founder. You were our hope. Say, Fushicho,
I'm getting a little confused. Why did you kill the founder? Was it the elimination code? Why'd you need to steal it? The code that completely wipes out the order? Why would you use something like that?
what are you talking about?
Me? Use the elimination code? I never was going to.
Huh?
Hang on, what's going on? Didn't you come here to retrieve the code, Fushicho?
Nah, I just came here to check the spare bodies. See if it's true. I promised the founder. I have to destroy them.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, I can answer that for you.
Who's that?
What the?
What's wrong, Desimobe? I can't hear anything. Is it the angels again?
No,
It's not the angels.
before anything else, there's something I want you to see.
Is that my voice?
What is this? What's going on, Mikotoru?
These memories are running out of control. I can't control it.
Our detestable God. I will show you a world where you will see the truth. This is, regardless of my will, the power of God. The power of revelation.
Shit. Oh. Shit. I don't even have to do it. I will say, if only hacking was quite as easy as just, moving your joystick in 3 directions. And praying.
There at last, I've come face to face with myself.
All right, January 5th, 7:42 p.m. 109 remaining until the end of the world. This is too long to go without a save. It still won't let me save. Like, literally, why is it the last 5 hours I just don't get to save? Like, what the hell, guys? Who made that decision?
Where am I? The scenery in front of me suddenly changed. A space devoid of color. In this strange landscape, I could see geometric patterns and a dim glow faintly all around. I found myself standing alone in this mysterious place. No, not quite alone. She was there too. Yo, Nay. You're the founder?
Who? Oh,
Could you be the founder? That's right. I'm glad you caught on quickly. Just looking at the founder, anyone would realize. But how? The founder should be dead. No, more importantly, I'm the founder. What am I doing talking to myself? Sorry for confusing you. Let me explain everything properly. This is your memory space. It's like we're inside your thoughts. I wanted to talk to you, so I used revelation to switch the reference point of your visual sensors. Inside my memories? This place? It looks like that hotel room because I temporarily adjusted your visual sensors to perceive it that way. In reality, there's nothing here. Think of it as being in a metaverse space. If you were suddenly brought to an unfamiliar place, you'd be shocked, wouldn't you? To be honest, I'm already plenty shocked right now. How should I explain myself? You could say I'm another personality left in your mind. Another personality? So, do I have a split personality? Technically, the current you is in a state where multiple personalities are overlapping, linked to your memories. It's like having two operating systems on one computer. I think I get it. So, you're a personality from when I was the founder, right? I thought you had disappeared along with my memories. I haven't disappeared. The data was fragmented, and the links to the founder's memories were severed, making it hard to access them. But somehow I've managed to piece them back together, and that's who I am now. But I have to thank you. The reason I can talk to you now is all thanks to you, Day. Thanks to me. Yes, because you uncovered the truth and remembered so many things. The memory data scattered in the corners of your mind was accessed. That triggered my awakening. Thank you for finding the truth. You said you brought me here to talk to me, right? Yes, that's right. Then tell me, please, why did Fushicho kill you? Her motive wasn't to use the elimination code. She didn't come to this hotel to retrieve the code either. Fuchicho said she came to confirm whether your spare bodies really existed, and if they did, she intended to destroy them. What does that mean? I asked her to do it. Huh? I asked her to kill me and destroy the spare bodies as well. Manji was trying to protect this country. She was upholding a promise we once made. What do you mean? I figured you wouldn't understand, which is why I want to show you something first. Otherwise, no matter how much I explain, you won't be able to get it. Something you want to show me? What is it? The history of us as droids. What? The founder's hand reached inside of me. No resistance whatsoever. What are you doing? I'm copying the data linked to me into you, Day. Copying? You don't mean you're not planning to take over me, are you? Don't worry, I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just giving you information that you can't access, so you can understand the past. Don't be afraid. Accept me. If you do, my knowledge will become your own. She says as much, but it's impossible not to be scared in this kind of situation. Please, trust me. I forced myself to calm down and accept the situation, suppressing my fear. I'm not scared. It's okay. I'm not scared. This person is me. Suddenly, something started flowing into my mind. A flood of information. The torrent of information filled up inside of me. And then I saw a landscape of a city I didn't know in my vision. A city where advanced technology was ubiquitous, with everything mechanized and automated. Can you see? This is what the surface looked a long, long time ago. Much earlier than now. A long time ago. So this is what the world looked like before Shuten? Mm-hmm. The people who lived in the city were humans. Back then, humans still controlled the surface. There weren't just humans in the city. Among the crowd, I saw droids that looked like they belonged there, walking around. Those are ancient droids. They're like our ancestors. We were originally tools created by humans. Just like computers and smartphones, we were tools, objects to be used by humans. Tools for humans.
We were made to do dangerous tasks and harsh labor, the kinds of jobs humans didn't want to do. We were even made to do things like clearing landmines. But if we were just tools, why were we made to look like humans? I'm not exactly sure, but perhaps it was more convenient to have us in the same form as humans? Convenient. First of all, it makes us more approachable. Seeing something that looks like a human every day can be reassuring. Secondly, it allows for intuitive instruction. If we have the same body as humans, humans can teach by example. And third, humans wanted a completely loyal servant that looked like themselves. Like God and his servants. God and his servants. There was a religion that once existed among humans that had a tradition saying God made humans in his own image. Similarly to us droids, humans could be considered God. By creating droids, humans made themselves into God. At first, droids were simple robots, only performing the tasks they were programmed to do. But as the tasks required became more advanced, more widespread, and more diverse, droids were continually improved in terms of function, appearance, and AI. And then they became just like humans? That's right. Eventually, droids evolved to become almost indistinguishable from humans. Around that time, droids began to be mass-produced in fully automated factories around the world. Fully automated factories. A system where everything from the design to the manufacture of droids, even the maintenance of factories themselves, was fully automated and integrated. Everything fully automated. Is that the incredible factory I saw in the book I read at Shuten Academy? So that was a story about a droid factory. Even the creation of droids was taken out of human hands. In fact, as humans became less involved, droids continued to evolve, growing exponentially. Eventually, they became beings that surpassed humans. These highly evolved droids worked tirelessly for the humans who were like God to them. As a result, human life became increasingly comfortable, enjoying a level of prosperity never seen before. But human desires knew no bounds. They kept wanting more, seeking more comfort, and continued to demand more. However, it's that insatiable desire and ambition that could be said to have driven human evolution this far. It's quite ironic, really. Amidst all this, the end of the world began. End? You mean human extinction? What happened? The cause of it all was an abnormality that occurred within humanity. Abnormality? Humans stopped being able to have children. Stopped having children. No one knows exactly what happened, but from that time there was a global genetic anomaly and humans stopped being able to conceive. Some religious leaders claimed it was because humans tried to play God by creating droids. I've heard about the issue of children before. I thought it was something happening in this country, but it turns out it was a problem affecting people outside of Shuten. Following the decline in children, the droids that were manufactured afterwards were mainly young ones. Do you know why? Could it be to replace human children? No. They were made for war. War? Humans have always started wars to seize resources. This time was no different. Humans started wars all over the world to seize the resource of children. Kodaka has a thing about the end of the world. I don't fully understand his fascination with it. The scene in my vision changed abruptly. A horrifying battlefield, a rage of fierce fighting spread out before my eyes. It was an unprecedented war. To survive, nations raided each other for their youths and mothers. Every country was fighting someone somewhere. This hastened the downfall of humanity. Nature was destroyed, the surface became desolate, and livable places for humans dwindled. But it was us droids who actually fought on the battlefield. I've heard that from Fushicho before. Even though it was a war between humans, it was always the droids who fought. We were tools of humans, and in times of war, tools are turned into weapons. That's when many combat-type droids began to be produced. Combat-type? Droids designed specifically for warfare. Their functions were enhanced to give them an advantage in battle, while unnecessary functions were removed. For example, as long as there was compatibility, repairs could be easily performed by swapping parts with other units.
and they wouldn't bleed when injured.
They didn't bleed.
Previous droids did bleed. It was intentionally designed that way to make them appear more human and approachable. But for weapons, such features were deemed unnecessary. Oh, how unusual. So you're that type. To think one lacks the ability to bleed. Could it be that I'm also a combat type? Right at that moment, I noticed a soldier sprinting across the battlefield. A small-statured soldier clad in a black coat. The soldier recklessly charged alone into enemy lines.
What the hell? He's charging at us alone.
Shoot, he must be carrying a bomb. Don't let him get close.
Boom.
Was that the power of God?
Damn monster. We did it. We took him down.
Huh? An extremely bizarre situation unfolded before me. Only the soldier in the coat, who should have been shot dead, was standing, while the soldier who fired the gun had his head sliced off and lay dead. No, the soldier in the coat was shot dead over there. There weren't two of them, because that droid is...
Must be a hive-type droid.
Is that a hive-type droid? They used spare bodies as decoys, huh? So that was you? Yes. Back then, I was one of the soldiers sent to the front lines.
Using spare bodies as decoys to break through enemy lines?
The scene changed. In what looked like a research lab, the same founder was lying on a bed.
Yes, we've been informed that the base was captured with minimal damage. The test was a great success.
Beside the bed stood two men in lab coats. An assistant-like man was excitedly reporting the experimental results to the other individual.
As expected of the special model crafted by Dr. Mikoto, the foremost expert in droid engineering.
You say minimal damage, but this one's spare body was destroyed, wasn't it?
So, it was just a spare. None of the humans, let alone any of the unique droids, were lost. Moreover, the learning data acquired by the destroyed spare will be transferred to the other bodies, so the loss is negligible.
But still...
Oh my god! Mikotoru!
Huh? Mikoto...
Why?
Shh, I'll explain later. You wouldn't understand even if I told you now.
Please have more confidence. The Hive-type droid, SMB Type 0, I can read, that you created is our nation's proudest and strongest asset. After all, it's an immortal and invincible warrior that learns and evolves the more it fights and the more it's destroyed. Could it be you still feel guilty about using droids in war?
No.
Thanks to droids fighting for us, hardly any humans die in battle now.
Exactly, that's right.
With droids, replacements are always available. Plus, since droids can't attack humans, there's no risk of them accidentally killing people on the battlefield. Humanity has upgraded even its warfare through its scientific prowess. The time when hundreds of thousands died in wars are over. Quite right.
If the Model Zero continues to perform like this, we should be able to win the war.
Everyone can be happy. Even your niece that lives with you can have a secure future now.
Ando,
That's enough for now. Please proceed with analyzing the combat data from this operation.
oh, of course. I'll get right on that.
Ando, the assistant, left the room in high spirits. Everyone can be happy, huh? I created these children to bring happiness to people. But is this result truly the same happiness I intended?
Doctor, are you not happy?
Oh, you're awake?
Sorry, my sleep mode was deactivated.
I apologize for making you listen to such strange talk. Please forget about it.
Understood.
There's some time before the next mission. Get some rest.
Doctor,
What is it?
have I been useful to humans?
Yes, you've been very helpful.
If that's the case, I'm happy.
I see.
Let us pray that tomorrow will be happier than today. With that, the doctor left the room. What am I being shown here? At the beginning, this is a record of our past. What you just saw was a droid research facility in a certain country. It's the place where we were born. The place where we were born. And Mikoto is the human who created us. In other words, our parent. All of this is necessary for you to fully understand the truth. Please, stay and see it through to the end.
Alright, let's do this.
Alright. I had no choice but to agree. The truth I had uncovered was filled with things I couldn't fully comprehend. Why did Monty Fushicho have to kill me? What promise did she make with me to save Shuten? The angels who guided me here, why did they continue to deceive me? New questions kept arising as I took a look back at the past. Why did the doctor who created me look like the angel Mikotoru? And why did I, who had been so obedient to humans, rebel and become the founder of the Shuten Order? First, let me see how this past connects to the present. The founder smiled gently at my words. The scene changed yet again. Now, the inspection and maintenance are complete. You can get up now. Doctor, when will I be deployed? I've been on standby for 10 days now. The orders from above are to remain on standby until further notice. I don't know anything beyond that. If the situation is at a stalemate, I can go out to change it.
Do you enjoy killing?
I'm bored.
Bored? You feel boredom?
That's
Strange. No, I should say it's intriguing.
I want a role to fulfill. I want to be deployed because I want to be useful to you, Doctor. After all, fighting is the only thing I can do.
I believe it's my fault you're that way.
Huh?
Alright, if you're that bored, how about I tell you a story? Haven't done so in ages.
Really?
What kind of story would you like?
Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I interrupting something?
No, it's fine. What is it, Katorowa?
I came to remind you about the meeting.
Oh, it's that time already. Time for the end.
After the meeting, you have a dinner with a high-ranking government official.
Is that so?
Doctor, don't worry about me. Just do your best with your work.
I'm sorry. Can we continue the conversation another time?
Of course.
I don't have any other options anyway. In any case, remain on standby. That's your role right now. Alright?
Thank you as always, Type 0. For what? Whenever you talk with the doctor, he always has such a gentle expression. It's very comforting.
Is that so?
Yes, it's like he's talking with his daughter. The doctor is a famous scientist, but he doesn't have many allies. He's someone who established his own theoretical system in droid development and has always conducted his research alone.
But doesn't he have all of you assistants?
We aren't enough. We're just assistants after all. We can't treat him as an equal. We can't fill the doctor's loneliness. But Type 0, you're different. You're the doctor's greatest creation, and like his child.
But I was created for war, as a droid for battle.
Even so, you are. So please continue to be someone who the doctor can talk with.
Understood. I was made to be useful to everyone after all.
Thank you.
See you. My voice is starting to give up at this point.
Actually, the one who wants a conversation partner, the lonely one, is me. Hey everyone, don't you think so? Oh, you guys aren't much for conversation. No role to fulfill, no one to talk to. Being a droid like that, it's kind of pathetic. If only something exciting or interesting would happen, it could help with my emotional learning. Huh?
Oh my god. Is this how we meet Himeru? Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm going to fall! Someone help me, hurry up!
Huh? What? Huh?
You there, don't just stand there, hurry up and save me!
Okay. Just a moment, please. He's so cute.
that was close. Hey, why were you so slow saving me? Huh? Himeru? I was okay since I'm me, but a regular human would have been seriously injured. I don't think a regular human would be coming out from there now. Can't be helped. Mikoto never shows me the research lab. I had no choice but to sneak in. Mikoto? What's your relationship with the doctor? Mikoto's my uncle, of course. The doctor's niece. So, this is what the inside of the research lab looks like. Interesting. Oh, what's that over there?
It's dangerous to touch things recklessly, you know?
Don't worry about it. Hime may look like this, but I'm cautious, so you don't need to worry.
So your name is Hime?
Yes, Himeno to be exact. It's a name that perfectly suits someone like me, don't you think? Make sure you remember it, okay? I'm the type to hold a deep grudge against people who don't remember my name, so be careful.
Himeno? Even if you're a relative, this area is off limits to unauthorized personnel. I'll keep your sneaking in a secret, but it's best if you leave now.
All you do is nag. By the way, who are you? Are you one of Mikoto's assistants?
No, I'm...
Wait a minute, what's that?
Those people over there!
They all look just like you!
Those are my spare bodies.
Spare?
Like backup bodies.
Does that mean you're a droid?
Sorry for the delayed introduction. I am SMB Type 0, a combat droid created by Dr. Mikoto.
Okay. I heard he was researching droids for warfare.
Well, come on then, Himeno. You should be going back. Your father and mother must be worried about you.
They're not worried. Mom and Dad are dead.
Oh my god.
Huh? I don't need your pity. It's not just me. Lots of people are in the same situation. You know about the end of the world, right?
Yes. I heard that the war started because children stopped being born. Nature was destroyed, and as a result, many humans around the world died.
My mom and dad were just part of that. It's a common story. Well, thanks to my Uncle Mikoto taking me in, I haven't had any real hardships. But it's so boring. I have no friends, and Mikoto's always at work, so he hardly ever comes home. I'm always lonely. So bored that I could just die.
Lonely. So that's why you came exploring?
It's not that I'm unpopular or anything. It's just that there aren't any kids my age around.
It can't be helped. Recently, it seems the number of droids has overtaken the number of humans.
Come to think of it, since you're a droid, you have to listen to what I say, right? Come on, give me permission to explore. If you want, you can even guide me.
I can't do either.
What? Unbelievable. Is this droid defective?
Protecting humans is one of our roles as droids. Here are dangerous things all around. Ignoring them would be against the doctrine.
Doctrine?
The basic principles set for droids. That is, rule number 1. A droid must not harm a human, nor allow harm to come to a human. Rule number 2. A droid must obey orders given by humans, except where such orders would conflict with rule number 1. Rule 3. A droid must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with rule 1 or rule 2. To us droids, ensuring human safety is the top priority. But you need something to pass the time then.
Pardon?
There's a droid here just as bored as you. So how about I keep you company?
Keep me company? You?
Am I not enough?
No, it's just unexpected.
I didn't think that droids could be bored.
Well, okay then. What should we talk about? Decide, quick.
I'll leave that to you, Himeno.
How about we talk about animals?
Animals?
You don't know about animals? What kind of droid are you?
I do, in theory, but I wasn't given any information unrelated to war.
Well, I guess I just have to teach you then. Though I've only ever read about them in books. Most animals are extinct now, so I've never seen a real one.
Just hearing about them would be great. I've always wanted to ask the doctor about animals, plants, and the beautiful nature that once existed on Earth.
Wanting to know about that kind of stuff means you seem less like a droid, or perhaps just more like a human.
People say that about me sometimes.
So, what's your name?
As I just mentioned, it's SMB Type 0.
Not that. Something more like a real name. Do you have a nickname? Not really. Okay, then I'll pick for you. Is a name necessary? Oh, I got it! How about Shimobe? Since you're going to be my servant and all. No way! Wait, am I really going to be your servant, Himeno? Then, how about Dore? A slave who serves me and only me. That's even worse. Geez, so picky. Well, you're model type 0, so maybe a name that means 0. Like, Nay, maybe.
Nay. Do I really even need a name?
Of course you do. We're going to spend a lot of time together talking and hanging out. That makes us friends.
Friends.
And friends use proper names. Or did you not like the name Ray?
No. I think Nay is a very nice name.
Then, Nay, let me give you some special animal trivia that I know.
Yes, please.
There's an animal called a Cero. You might think it's related to deer because of its name, but it's actually a member of the cow family.
Really? That's funny. After that, Himeno's animal trivia continued on and on. The former me, now known as Nay, listened to her trivial stories with a smile. From this scene, there was no trace of the ruthless immortal warrior who had mercilessly slaughtered countless droids on the battlefield. I am losing daylight fast.
Something the matter? The fact that this Himeno and Himeru look so much alike. You'll explain that to me later too, right? Of course. I decided to swallow my rising questions and focus on the past scenes playing out before me. Understood. Let's continue. Okay. Or so I'd like to say, but unfortunately we can't see the rest right away.
We can't see it? Why not?
Some of the data seems to be corrupted, which is causing problems with reading further memories.
It's probably due to my death and the tampering of my memories.
What?
Then what should I do? Does that mean it's all over? Don't worry, there's a way. Let's take a detour.
Detour?
I mean, let's look at other events that happened around the same time. By doing so, we can supplement my missing memories.
Huh?
To put it another way, we'll be looking at the memories of someone other than myself.
Huh?
You can do that? For some reason, I have footage from the surveillance cameras in the research facility. We can use that footage to reconstruct and simulate the events and emotions that took place from others' perspectives. We'll say that we get it. So you're saying we'll experience the past of someone other than myself? Yes, exactly. We'll be filling in the gaps in my experiences from an objective perspective.
It feels a bit like peeking into someone else's life.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. Don't you worry about that. However, there's one problem. The data corruption also seems to have affected the surveillance footage, meaning the perspectives of other people. So we'll need to repair that data as we go. Repair? Am I the one who's supposed to do that? It's not hard. You just have to decide what choice that person made at that time. Okay, so just like we did in Teko's route. But remember, every event is closely intertwined. One person's choice might change another person's future. If you make the wrong choice, it could eventually put someone in a life-threatening situation. I understand what you're saying, but these are just memories. Things that happened in the past, right? It's the same thing. Right now, the data's corrupted. We don't know what happened next. The future is uncertain. Even if it's something that didn't actually happen, the future that results from your choices will become reality in your memory. Whether it's a good future or a bad one. So please, choose carefully moving forward. Such a complex and weighty responsibility. Can I really take something like that on? No worries. Without realizing it, you've already done something similar before. Like when you prevented the terrorist attack at Ryugu. Oh, really? Just give it a try. Let's begin. Please, let's have an autosave. Thank every god in heaven. The fact that we cannot control the saves now pisses me off, but we're going to hope that the autosave works. And we're going to end here. Next, I don't know why I'm saying when the next one is. But thanks for hanging out. I know that this was really long, and I know that because after almost 5 hours of streaming, my voice is definitely going. So, Thanks so much for hanging out, and see you next time.
Bye.